Hello friends, welcome to Coding Garden with CJ. Welcome to an episode where we will be coding a chatbot so that you, the viewer, everyone watching, can play a game against me. And I'll talk about that game right now. Welcome to the show. Look at all those drops. So this game here is called Onitama, and that's why you see this camera here. This is real, this is live, this is right here. And so what we're going to do is we're going to code a chatbot so that you can vote for what move to make in the game versus me. So blue is going to be all of you, all the viewers, and red is going to be me. In a bit, I'll explain all of the rules of Onitama and all that good stuff, but this is actually a really fun game, and it's kind of like a mini version of chess. It can be played in like 15 minutes or less, and the play changes almost every game because you can get different move cards, but we'll talk about what it is and how to play and all that good stuff. But it's a pretty fun game. And then also, if you have never heard of this game, you can type Onitama, !Onitama in the chat, and you'll get links to where to buy it, information on Board Game Geek and the publisher's website and all that good stuff. Let's go. Hello, David. Welcome to the show. Infi says, I was about to start learning Java, but that can wait. And, oh, is this broken? Come on! It's broke. Cannot read property key of undefined. I can't acknowledge chats. My site's broken. Okay, that'll at least work. Thanks for the follow, Marcelo. Thanks for the follow, Gluhar. Thanks for the follow, Dr. Hakuna. And thanks for the follow, MartyBot. Hello, Shuvam. Welcome to the stream. Hello, Free Debugs. Yeah, and if anyone else comes into the chat and is asking what is Onitama, feel free to do that command, ! Onitama. They'll know exactly what it is after you do that command. Let's take a quick stretch. We're just getting started, and I would love to say hello to everyone, but my chat thingy here is broken. Hello, Pra. Welcome. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to scroll. If I didn't get to say hi to you, I apologize, but we're going to be here for a few hours, so let's just hang out. Hello, Shuvan. Hello, Trek. Hello, Shuvam again. Hello, Depapam. Good evening. Hello, Super Tux. Hello, Mustafa. Hello, Domenico. Hello, Bilal. What's up, Gene? Hello. Hello, Mustafa. Hello, Julian. What's up, Terrazoid? Hello, Potato Head. Hello, Anaboth. Hello, Dan. Welcome, welcome. The site's broken. It won't work. Let's try this. At least that will work. It's late. Is it late? I guess it might be late. Well, no, I mean, it's early for me. Maybe it's late for some people. Good afternoon, Shay. Welcome, welcome. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Yeah, I had some technical difficulties, so we're a little slow to get started, but it's Sunday morning. We're just hanging out. Yeah, and I don't know if they're still on there, but the first drop of the day actually made it on their leaderboard. Good job, whoever that was. I don't know who it was. We're just getting started. Yep, yep. Yep, yep. Oh, interesting, Infi. You can see both of the chats at the same time. You know, like, a tool like I'm using would be really good for moderators as well, because you could see both of the chats. But that's pretty cool. Let me know what extension that is. The camera in the middle. No, it's here. It has to be there. I could crop this to go like right there, but I have a feeling I'm gonna be standing right here every now and then, and I don't want to crop that off. Oh, it was you, Trek? Good job. Nice job. Welcome, Coding Pasta. Hello, Tobias. Do I recommend a MacBook Pro mid-2015? I do. I really like it. And you can find a decently priced used one. That's what I use right now. Can I get a Coding Garden sticker before my name in Twitch chat? Eventually. I haven't figured out how we're going to do that yet, but because you are a YouTube member, you could potentially link your Twitch account, and then when it shows up over here, I can show the badge on your Twitch account. I think we'll do that eventually, especially if I start streaming exclusively on Twitch, because that way everyone that's a member on YouTube, for the most part, your benefits will carry over in terms of like emote usage and stuff like that. But yeah. And hello, Daniel Garden. Welcome, welcome. Hello, MP. Hello, Sergio. What's up, St. Place? also known as Kobe. Doesn't work on YouTube? Man. Okay, I guess the Streamlabs bot isn't working on YouTube at all. Okay, you know what that means? Go watch on Twitch instead. Twitch.tv/codinggarden. This looks like a hidden camera. If you're watching on YouTube, head over to Twitch. And hey, Alka, good morning. That's me. CJ. Thanks for the follow, Vass. Thanks for the follow, Tobias. Twitch! And hello, Vass. We're going to do it with JavaScript. So all the tools you see that I'm using right now that are reading in chats from both YouTube and Twitch, I'm going to use that custom backend as the source for all of the chat messages, and then we're just going to build a web page that will show the chat messages as they come in. Yeah. This is the game, so this is what we're going to basically code the chatbot for. So it'll be something like, there'll be a command like Onitama A1 to B2. So basically you describe which of the pieces you want to move and where do you want to move it to. And everyone in the chat can suggest what move we should make, and whichever move has the most votes, that's the move that will happen. And then I'll be playing the red team. So that's the plan. And in a minute we'll describe the rules, but it's a really fun game. I highly recommend it if you like board games and you're looking for a new one. And hello Bungie Filled, hello Sergio, welcome, welcome. The output of Onitama is above the YouTube limit? No way. Do the other YouTube commands work, like theme? And hello Prof, welcome. Hello Eric. Hello, Spitty. Thanks for the follow, Fox. What's up, Ben Aaron Dahmer? Hello, Slake. Gene is asking if I've ever done C# in a live stream. I did some code katas in C#, but that's about it. I haven't really coded anything else. We've talked about doing .NET Core or something like that, but I haven't done it. And hello, Chirk. Onitama is this game itself. I'm not sure what the meaning is. And hello, Bob. Welcome. Can I stream any earlier? Probably like maybe an hour earlier, but any earlier than that, and it's way too early for me. At least to do on a regular basis. And good morning, ITC5. Hello, Kevin. It looks like my theme command didn't even work at all. So maybe the Streamlabs bot just isn't in the YouTube chat for some reason? I don't know. And that's okay, Dominic. Thanks for stopping by. Hello, Usabila. Hello, JavaScript will rule. I'm doing good. And hello, Igor. You man. If I was not a programmer, what progression would I choose? Or profession? I would be a security researcher. So it wouldn't be coding necessarily, but doing things like penetration testing and cybersecurity and stuff like that. And if I couldn't do that, I'd be a musician. And thanks for the follow, Fabby. Hello, VJ. Twitch quality is better. That's good to hear. CJ should tell all YouTube users to move to Twitch. It's much better. Yeah, the thing is, a lot of people can't because they're like watching on a TV or something like that. But for those of you that can, Twitch is actually a better experience, which is why we're going to move to exclusively Twitch pretty soon. And hello, F3. First time watching from Twitch. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, Twitch has better emotes, they have better moderator tools, the chat is faster, the delay is less. There's just a lot of good things about Twitch and live streaming. And thanks for the follow, MDQ. How do I come up with ideas? I just think. I think and ideas come. Yeah, so like that, ITC5 has it A1 to B2, so that would take this and move it here. And we'll talk about the rules in a second, but that's a valid move because the card right here says any piece, which is the black dot, can move here or here. So for that piece, this is a valid move. And then this one says any piece could move here, here, here. So that's also technically a valid move. So you would have used either one of those cards. But that's how the chat commands are going to work. But I'm going to build a website which will aggregate all of the chat commands and will show the count for each one, so that you all on Twitch and YouTube can work together to pick the best move against me. It's not exactly related to chess, but the movement and the feel of the game is actually very similar. So let's just say hello to a few more people, and then I'll describe the rules of the game. And hello, Pixel. Thanks for the follow, Usabila. I'm worried about the spread of corona. Is it okay in your city? I actually haven't checked in a while. I've just been staying home. But I live in Denver, Colorado, and I know the United States has been getting a ton of deaths, which is very unfortunate. My website is currently broken, but if you click the New York Times link, this has a good breakdown of the United States. Let's see. Wow. So we look at, okay, so Colorado isn't in the top 10, so that's good. There are 274 reported deaths and close to 6,000 cases. And I live in Denver County, which is like one of the biggest places in Colorado. 500,000 cases in the United States right now. Yeah, it's crazy. Crazy, crazy. Look at that. Insane. Is it starting to plateau? Is it going to go back down? I don't know. But yeah, I at the beginning of this pandemic, I was paying attention to the news a lot, but now I just try not to look at it. Yeah. And hello, Sahabaj. Welcome. Should probably view, but it's React. I might do it in vanilla. We'll vote on it. We'll see. Oh, thank you, Pranjal. And hello, Mohammed. Hello, hello, hello. How much did my MacBook cost? I've had this MacBook since 2015. So in 2015, it was the full price of a MacBook Pro, but you can find the same ones on eBay now for $600 or $700. Yeah, it's crazy. Build a Netflix video player with JavaScript. All right, let me acknowledge any other follows that have happened if I can, and then this tool is broken. We need to make a new a new chat manager thing. Thanks for the follow, Vass, Tobias, Fox, Fabi, Usabila, Prasath, Brenda, Six Altered Carbon, Corentin, Grumbling Live, and Krim. All thanks for the follow. If I missed your chat, I apologize. Feel free to send the message again. It's Sunday. We're hanging out. This isn't exactly a tutorial. We're just hanging out. We're going to play a game. And thanks for the follow, Crid. All right, let's explain the rules of Onitama. Write it in vanilla so React users won't feel left out. Yeah, I can do that. And hello, Don. Welcome. And thanks for the follow, Vnox. Okay, so Onitama is a grid-based game that's a 5x5 grid. And essentially on your turn, you have two options for the types of moves that you can make. And you can move any one of your pieces. So you have the master, who's in the center here, and you have the students here. And there are two ways to win the game. One way to win the game is by the way of the stream. And that means you get your master and you make it all the way to the other master's place. And if your master makes it there, then you win. The other way to win is to somehow take out the master. So two ways to win, and that is known as the way of the stone. So you have the way of the stream, which is to make it to the other side, and the way of the stone, which is to take out the other master. And yeah, so those are the two ways to win. And then when it's your turn, you can pick either one of these cards to make a move. And the black dot on any one of the cards represents one of your pieces, and the other dots represents where that piece can go. So for instance, this card says you can move backwards one, or you can move up into the right one, or left one, or up into the right one. So if this piece wanted to use that card, right now the only valid move would be to do this, because you can't move off of the board. This piece could technically go here or here. When the pieces are moving, the master and the students they both just move in the same way. So if the master wanted to move, he could do the same thing. He could go there or there. This one could go there or there, and this one could go there. This piece right now, the only valid move would be to go up into the right one, like that. Because you can't move into your own pieces, and you can't move backwards off of the board. So on your turn, you pick which card you want to use. You'd move your piece there. And then this card goes into the temporary zone, like that, and you take the card that was there into your hand. So on every turn, the cards are actually shuffling. And then my turn, let's say I use the boar and move him there. I'll take this card, put it there, and then I take the card that was there, like that. Then it's your turn, you pick it, moving pieces, it just goes over and over and over again until you either win by the way of the stream or the way of the stone. What questions do you have? And the other thing I'll mention is there are actually, I think, 18 different cards, and we'll pick new ones for the game. So there's an entire deck here, but every round is played with a new set of cards. So we can shuffle these, and then redeal them. So 2 here, 2 here, and 1 shared card in the middle. Cool. All right. Did that make sense? It was explained pretty fast. Hopefully we finish it on the stream. Like, I want to finish it so that way we can actually play with each other. The thing special about the master is he's the only one that can win the game by making it here. He's the only one that can win by the way of the stream. It technically, if one of your students made it here, it's not a win because that has to be the master. That's really the main thing about the master. And the other thing is the if one of the other students takes out the other player's master, you win. You I guess the other thing I didn't describe is how do you take out pieces. So like let's say this person is here and this student is right here. Because blue has this card here and can move diagonal left, on their turn, if they move here, they actually take out this student, and that student is no longer in play. So that student would go out like that. So if you land on a piece, you remove it from play. You also can go through pieces. So you can see the dragon here can actually like go up 1 and to the left 2. Poor student, yeah. And so technically, if there was some other student in the way, and I wanted to use, well, I don't know. Let's do actually this. Let's say this student was right here, and my player wanted to use the dragon. If I move here, the student doesn't get wiped out because I went through it. So instead, it goes through it and lands here. It would be like a knight in chess that can like move in an L shape. It doesn't destroy the pieces that it goes through. It just goes to where it lands. You only destroy a piece or remove it from play if you land on it. Yeah, it's like a mini chess. It's really fun. It's hard to catch me live in Australia. That's unfortunate. The trick is with the card. Yeah, so you always, the thing is, after you get the hang of the game, there's a lot of strategy because you can be looking ahead to see what card is going to be in your hand next. And similar to chess, you can start to think 2 to 3 moves ahead. And there's different scenarios because depending on which card the other player plays, that will change your future play for yourself. So it's really fun. I like it. So how do you beat a master to win the way of the stone? You basically land on it. So if my player was, let's say right here, on my turn, I could use the boar to move forward 1, and that would take out the master, and I would win the game. So you take the master out the same way you would the pawns or the students, but if the master goes out of play, you lose the game. Looks legit. Hello, Joeka. I'm the last person which might know the answer. Can I delete an exact migration from Connects, but without deleting the migrations which were uploaded later after it? I don't know how to do that. It might be possible. The thing about Connects is all of the migrations are stored in the Connects migrations folder. Not the folder, the Connects migrations table. So if you look at your database, there is actually a table that gets created called Connects migrations. Technically, you could delete that row in the table that represents that migration, but I don't know a way of running one exact migration. Yeah. So will you have to manually move our piece, or will you be using the robotic arm? That's a great idea, but no, I'm gonna move it manually. Whatever the winner is, I will move that piece for you. Oh, the course is outdated? Oh, okay. That's sad to hear. Maybe they'll update it soon. I would say the thing that's not outdated about it is just learning to program in general. So if you're just trying to learn to program, it's a good course. I don't know if it actually teaches the latest and greatest JavaScript features, which you would probably use a different course for that. But if you're really just trying to learn programming and learn the basics of JavaScript, it's a good course for that. Am I going to drop the Red Fusion on YouTube after moving exclusively to Twitch? Yes, everything's going to be purple. But the thing is, every now and then I might still do a YouTube stream, so I'll keep the code in there that can read YouTube chats. And hello, Raul, welcome. Thanks for the follow, Vnox. Thanks for the follow, Crid. All right. All right, see you later, Dominic. Thanks for tuning in. The real question is, can we minimax it? You can, and actually, I found this like last night when I was searching for things. Coding Game has a challenge where you have to create an Onitama bot, and I believe it's like a minimax thing. Game Onitama. Yeah, practice AI, minimax, and classic board games by programming a bot to defeat the game. So, if you click join, I'd never seen that Coding Game has something like this, but basically you can see the game played out on the left hand side, and then you have to program what moves your bot will make on the right hand side, which is super interesting. Like you're technically creating an AI that's just going to play against another AI, so it's not really like back and forth programming. You basically have to come up with the entire algorithm for the AI, but this is pretty cool, so check that out. I'll share this here. Would this technically work with the controllable arm that you used in the stream once? You mean, oh, this? I don't know if this is, because this is an arm that I was building. We could figure something out. I don't think it's long enough or big enough to work. And hello, one line of me. We're going to try to code a chatbot so you all can play this game against me. That's the plan. How will I know which card is used? Well, we're going to have to figure that out. We'll have to figure out the command because, like, in this case, both of these cards allow the player, or allow the piece to go up and one to the left. So maybe in your command, you say exclamation mark Onitama A4 to B3 Mantis. And so you specify the card that you want to play. And maybe you specify the card first, and then which piece you, what the move is. But we'll figure that out. Honestly, you thought this was a piece of hardware than a board game. Yeah, it's a nice little board game. And check out the links, but it's really quality. The mat itself is actually like a mouse pad quality. The pieces are really cool. The art is awesome. It's a nice board game. And hello, one line of me. When you say my name, it sounded cool. Oh, thanks. What's up, the big bro? Yeah, soon. It'll happen soon, the inventory app. And hello, Ohm the turtle. They had loads of those puzzles, which are solo and perfectly solvable, and they have contests, which are AI-based puzzles. Interesting. Yeah, the only aspect I know of Coding Game is the Clash of Code. C# versus Python as a second language. What's your first language? If your first language was JavaScript, then I would say go with C# because it's statically typed and compiled. Whereas Python, and that would expose you to a whole different world of programming, whereas Python is dynamic and interpreted, similar to JavaScript. And thanks for the YouTube sub, Carolus. Pass the butter. What is your purpose in life? What's up, Aaron? It will just fall after picking a piece. The Web Baked Beans API. Ooh, the Streamlabs bot is finally working on YouTube. And it looks like it splits up the command if it's multiple, if it's longer than what is allowed. And hello, Nicotechnic. Welcome. Yeah, it's finally there. I have not played with the Microsoft bot framework. Ditton says, I should join a board game club, open new horizons of the hundreds of epic board games. Yeah, so I've gone to like board game meetups, and I have a ton of board games. A lot of them are like really popular ones. I wouldn't say like I'm a hardcore board gamer, but I really like Carcassonne. I really like King of Tokyo. What else? Coup, C-O-U-P, which is like it's a very short game played in rounds, and you basically kind of have to lie, and it's a good party game. Coup is fun. What else do I play? I have a whole shelf of board games upstairs. How many move cards are there? There are 18 in total. So there are, you can see all these here. But the game, each round is only played with 5 cards. What do I think about algorithms and data structures, and is important to starting in website development? It depends. I think it's good to know about the basic data structures and how to structure data and access data with like an object, and potentially know the differences in access time between objects and arrays, because that can help you create potentially faster front ends. But in the grand scheme of things, for like front end web development, you don't really need to know that much about data structures and algorithms. Really just the basics. Hey C-Bake. Why is the rooster card black and red? I don't know. I tried to look in the rulebook and I didn't see anything about that. All the cards are just played the same way. The one thing though is on the starting card. Well, on every card there's a color in the bottom right, but because this is the shared card, and because it's highlighted as red, then that means red is going to go first in this round. Yeah, that's mainly it. Yeah. We have not started programming yet. We're just talking. Yeah, eventually we'll get to front end and back end on the inventory app. Baked beans! Do you want me to say baked beans? Is that why we're saying it? And hello, Amen. I'm sorry, I do not speak this. If anybody can translate it, that would be good. Have I ever done a node project with Azure Active Directory authentication? I have not, no. Pandemic is fun, yeah. Do I have Pandemic? I don't have Pandemic, but I've played it before. I've played Settlers of Catan. I have like a mini game version of Settlers of Catan. I'm not a huge fan of it, but it's okay. Yeah, exactly. Pandemic, the board game. If this is going to happen this stream, the key presses need to be initiated ASAP. We're going to get started. All right, we're caught up. Okay, so what do you all think? Do you all want to try and play one round right now where I just go with like the first chat that describes the move to make? Or should we actually start coding and decide, oh, Munchkin, that's my other favorite one. Thank you, Bob. I love Munchkin. And I recently got Rick and Morty themed Munchkin, which is hilarious and super fun to play. Program the game with an Arduino. So what do you all think? Let me know in the chat right now. Should we just try to play around by me reading the chat? Or should we start coding? No, bro. Nah, bro. Start coding, says Splart. All right, we have one vote for start coding. I've only done one, I've done like half of a campaign with Dungeons and Dragons. Most of the people that were in the campaign weren't reliable and like didn't show up, but I've done one. I knew one guy that was a dungeon master. This is DuckDuckGo, BL. Whenever you see me do exclamation mark in my browser, that's DuckDuckGo. Play. Code. That's like 2 votes for code. 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 We're gonna code. All right, we'll start coding. I can't get used to the macOS keyboard because I've been using a normal one for years. Yeah, I don't have a solution. The thing is, I've been using a Mac since probably 2011 or before that, and so I've just gotten used to the command key, and I actually prefer it that way than on like Windows computers. Trial round. Start coding. All right, we're gonna start coding. This is a coding stream. Code, 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 code. All right. Yeah, so that's kind of what I want to do, but you will vote in the chat. I use a 2015 MacBook Pro. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I am going to copy the code from the drop game, because the drop game is already set up to talk to my backend to read in chat messages, and we can just go from there. So we'll basically be reading in chat messages, and we can figure out how we're going to collaborate on what moves are going to be made and stuff like that. So this is in Seedling. No, here it is. we're gonna make a copy of seedling drop client, because there's a high score server that we don't need, and we're going to put that into Onitama with viewers. All right, we're gonna open it up. And hello, Banana Crazy, welcome back. Show my keyboard. Yes, here it is. I mean, I don't have enough cameras to show it while I'm typing, but it's there. And if you do ! Keyboard, you can get a link to it. Oh, thank you, Red. Yeah, so there are quite a few playthrough videos on YouTube. So if you're interested, if you missed me describing the gameplay, feel free to watch YouTube to see how to play. Input like chess, A4 to C4. Yeah, that's basically what we're gonna do, and that's why I added these what'd you call it? These here did not come with the game. I wrote these out myself so that you all can convey to me which move you'd like to make. So let's just get rid of everything that we don't need in this seedling drop project. So we actually don't need TMI.js. We don't really need an emote parser. So we're going to get rid of that. We're going to get rid of the entire page. Just have a div with an h1 that says hello world. We'll bring in styles. We need to find a really cool font. Like something similar to the Onitama font. Onitama. And then in our styles, we'll get rid of everything. Gone. No background color. Oh, thank you, Imphy. And our message server is currently running on port 1005, or on at this local IP address on port 5000. So all the stuff that's happening on my screen, like the drop game and the chat that's happening over here, they're both listening to the same backend server that I created that is taking in YouTube and Twitch chats and then emitting them as socket messages. And so this thing that we're building is just going to listen to that same backend server. And then now that I think about it, we actually don't need feathers.js. We just need socket.io. And if we look at app.js, we'll get rid of these selectors. We'll probably store the current users, something like that. We don't need high scores, so we're going to get rid of that. This is the code that talks to my backend to get the live chat ID. We actually don't need the high scores, so I can just get rid of this. And then here is where we can listen for chat messages. I should really create like a starter project that can just listen to my backend. Because this is really all we need. And then the rest of the code, I don't think we need. This is all we need. So we have some basic JavaScript that checks to see what's the live chat ID, which is coming from YouTube, and then we listen for any message. So now we'll listen for when the command starts with Oni. Is Oni a bad word in anyone's language that's watching? Because I think we'll use that as the command instead of Onitama, or we could do both. So Oni or Onitama. Message, Oni is a troll. That's actually pretty funny. Hey, Blue Beast, welcome. Oni is Bosnian for they. That's not bad. Oni are a kind of yokai from Japanese folklore, variously translated as demons. I guess that's not horrible. All right, thank you, Imphy. We'll take a look at these fonts. Squiggly Wiggly font? I'll Google it. Squiggly Wiggly. Troll in Japanese. That's not so bad. Okay, I think we'll do it. If you do !theme, you can get a link to this theme, but it's called Just Black. I think this is how the backend works. We'll see. I should probably just log the entire thing. But here's what we're going to do. So we have a super basic app. It's going to communicate with our backend. And whenever we get a message that begins with !Oni or !Onitama, we're just going to log that message out. So let's go ahead and start this thing up. I'm going to use light server. It says hello world. It's listening. So if you send a chat that says !Oni or !Onitama, it should show up. The game will not run on the LED hardware. We're gonna have. It's gonna be like I will have to physically move the piece, and the chat will vote on where it needs to go. Right. So I think what we'll do is the page itself. I'll basically say like start voting, and then everyone in the chat can say the command. Oh, that's true. But I'm gonna do some better parsing in a second that will split on spaces. So like, yeah, like right now it gets Oni Bologna, but I only wanted to get the command itself. Oh, that's true. The Onitama command already works for Streamlabs. Okay. Well, actually, let's do something more generic, because this could work for other physical games too. So let's say !move. That's what we'll do. !move. And before we do that, we're going to do the classic command parsing. So we'll say args is message.split on spaces. And then the command is args.shift. Removes the first element from the array. Yeah, so if we split it on spaces and do shift, that's going to give us the first thing, the command. Are those chickens? No, they're not chickens. So we do shift, and then we'll say if command is actually a thing, and then we're also going to remove the exclamation mark. No, we won't move it. So we'll say we'll do this. If command and command equals move, like that. Then we'll log it. So now you can do !move. Yeah, okay, I changed things. Yeah, so move, hello, me. And so we need to figure out what's the best double equals. That's fine. It's string comparisons, it's fine. So what I think the command could be something like move eel, and then you do A2 to B1. So you'd have to say move, you'd specify the card, and then the move that you want to make from that card. Something like that. Move it to the beat. How did I learn JavaScript? I taught myself, but before that I had already gotten a computer science degree, so I learned about programming concepts in general before I jumped into JavaScript. So yeah. The 2 is redundant. I like it. And so the thing is, we do need to denote which card you want to use, because technically both the eel and the mantis have a move that goes up 1 and to the left, and we need to be clear which one that we're using. So I don't think we do. So we could probably do, I guess that's hard for you to see. !move mantis A2 B2. Like that. I think that's what we'll do. So let's parse the message. The lag, yeah. So at this point, args should be an array, and I mean, we could technically have a list of all possible card names. I don't think that really matters though. Do we need to do a from position? So the first item is the from position. So this actually means take the pawn, or the student that's at A2, and move it to B2, which is actually not a valid move based on these cards. So it would have been A2, B1, like that. Yeah, so basically we can validate A through E and 1 through 5. Okay, so let's do our validation. So we'll say the card name is going to be args at 0. The starting position is args at 1. And the ending position is args at 2. Like that. So let's just log that now. We'll log card name, starting position, and ending position. And actually, let's just do this. We'll make it shorter names. So we'll say name, start, end. And then we'll just log a little object with name, start, and end. And if it doesn't have all three of those things, if there is no name, or there is no start, or there is no end, just return. Otherwise, we're going to log it to the console. I don't think I'm actually going to implement the rules of the game. I'm just going to allow the chat to choose the cards, choose the thing to play. Yeah, so they're saying mantis, dragon. It's going to be very ad hoc, right? So when people start to vote, I'm really just going to show a count of what they voted on, and I can potentially remove anything that's not valid. I do eventually want to make this into an online game. It would be super cool to make like a multiplayer online version of this, but that's not what we're going to do today. Yeah, so I have to verify that the name is actually one of these. Yeah. What was my GPA in school, in college, and university? I think it was like around about a 3.5 out of 4.0. Hey, look at that. Robert Tables. Drop little Bobby Tables. I can apply your card to any of your pawns. Yeah, exactly. Command and command. Let's see. Where did I do that? Oh, here. So this is just the truthy-falsy aspect of JavaScript. So this is making sure that there actually was a command at the beginning of the message, because technically the message could have been totally empty. I don't know if Twitch or YouTube even allows an empty message, but what this is accounting for is making sure, hey, is there actually a command there at the beginning of the text, and does that command equal move? Otherwise, we ignore it, because every other chat message that's coming through is coming through here as well, but these are the only ones that we care about. Yeah. To lowercase the command just in case. I like that. Can I do that safely? Is it a capital C case? To lower... Oh yeah, it is capital C. Okay. Keep track of the cards. Yeah, I think eventually, but what we can do right now is just like very crude and simple. We're going to validate that the command like starts with a letter A through E and then a number 1 through 5. And then if people are voting for a move that's not valid, I'm just going to ignore that vote. I think that's the main way that we'll do this. So let me try. We'll do move. Yeah, so people are trying to break it, which is good. Move eel A2, B2, or B1. Like that. And there it is. Okay. Yeah, we'll just wait until the most voted one is Rickroll. And hello, Rodus and Unhot, welcome. Yeah, the thing is, I want to do this, and actually this would be really fun to do with test-driven development. So a while back, I did, and actually this is somewhat relevant, but Conway's Game of Life, he actually passed away today. What's his first name? John Conway, who actually hated Game of Life. But a while back, I implemented Conway's Game of Life test first, test-driven style, and so it'd be really fun to do like object-oriented programming and test first to implement the rules of this game, and then we could choosy faulty, and then we could do that. But yeah, R.I.P. John Conway, he passed away recently. Did I take linear algebra? I don't know. I took abstract algebra. Hello, Rod. I'm doing good. Move, process.exit. There you go. How long did it take to master the JavaScript? I don't really remember. And it's, I think we're going to do it all in vanilla. Yeah, we're just going to do it in vanilla. No voting. Yeah, we'll do a regex next. Oh, thanks again. And then I'll look for that one, that St. Placence, which was Squiggly Wiggly. That's it. Yeah, so we're going to take the card name, the valid moves, and then we're just going to have a counter of how many people voted for that thing. Hello, did you say sound? What kind of game is this? This is like a miniature version of chess, which is why I really like it, because you can do a round in like 15 minutes and then play a new one, and it's technically slightly different gameplay because you choose new cards. Yeah. Yeah, this is a good point, Greasy Woot, which is what I was thinking about. But technically, we can't have an empty message. So this will always at least be the first thing in the array. But we could do this, like a secondary check, is say, do that or the empty string, 2 lowercase. That way, if it doesn't exist, 2 lowercase will still exist. And thanks for the follow, CKR Pasa. Hello, Andrew. Nice sanitation. Sanitation. Oh, that's good, Scarbard. Good to hear that. Competitive programming. Not quite. CodePen? What's here? All right. I copied something. There we go. We're going to hold on to that. Those are font names we can use. And then... Oh, Alka made this yesterday. Let's check it out. Whoa! This is Conway's Game of Life. And, let's see. Actually, yeah, you can't see it on my laptop, but I always have... oh! We'll fix that. But you can't see it. But in the top right of my laptop stickers is always a glider from Conway's Game of Life. I didn't realize that Conway actually hated Conway's Game of Life until recently. Yeah, this is super cool. Nice work, Alka. Make it so we can use it with binary numbers? No, I'm not going to do that. What is which image? Undefined, undefined, undefined. Did you actually do the word undefined? Are you messing with me? Where's Dr. Who gonna convert? Yeah, you're just messing with me. That's the string undefined, not the actual undefined value. Oh, okay. He didn't actually hate it. He hated that that's all people would focus on is the Game of Life. Caution script font? Is that recommended? All right. We're going to get caught up, and then we're going to choose a font. If you have name, then I don't need start and vice versa, right? Well, you do, because you technically have to choose which of the pieces you want to move. Because technically, this one can move here, or this one can move here. And so we need to know where the starting one is to know which piece you're moving. Hello. Vanilla is the best. Thanks for the follow, Sprouted Wheat. And thanks for the follow, Luis. And thanks for the follow, Ivan. Would I take part in competitive programming? I've done coding game, which is somewhat competitive. There goes the video compression. Oh yeah, when I had the Game of Life up. And thanks for the follow, Neopiece. Yeah. Cool. And definitely check out that computer file video with Conway as well. All right, let's see. Every viewer gets seeds based on their watch time. And you can see these seeds do the things like transfer to others, buy raffle tickets, and more. Yeah, it would be cool to have a points-based system. Twitch has channel points, but you don't get that until you enable affiliate. We could technically use that. That would actually make it really easy because they keep track of watch time. But eventually we could do cool things like redeeming and trading and stuff like that. Yeah. At least validate the input to contain a valid card and start an endpoint. Okay, I'm going to do that. I think we'll list out all the possible cards. And yeah, I'm streaming on both YouTube and Twitch. Hello, Florin. Welcome. Do I have a gaming setup? Not quite. I don't really play many online games. And I'm doing good, Florin. We are going to play this game with viewers today, which is a physical game. But what I've done is I've labeled the grid, and we're creating a chat bot where everyone in the chat will vote on where they want their piece to move, and they'll be playing against me. So we're going to do that. But right now, we're going to choose a font. And thanks for the follow, Wolfie. Much appreciated. Alka, can you mention that font again? There it is. Cashew. This is the one that Alka mentioned. Cashew script. Oh, that's a nice script style font. It's not bad. It's not like illegible. All right. So the ones Imphy recommended are Cookie. That's okay. It's a little too cursive, I think. Satisfy. All right. Kalam. I kind of like this one. It's very legible. It's readable. And Sacramento. I like, out of all of those, I like Kalam. And out of Kalam and Kashin, if we're going with the one that's most like the theme of the game, probably this one. I think we'll go with that one. Let's take a quick stretch. Should we vote on it, or should I just pick one? Things always go slower if we vote on it, but what do you think? This one? This one? Should I search some more? How about Lobster font? Go-to font? Vote. Griffey? Oh yeah, the Squiggly Wiggly one that Kobe mentioned. Squiggly Wiggly, which was on Defont. Oh, that's not bad. It is like very cursive though, so it might be hard to read, but I do like that. I trust your judgment. Thank you, Greasy Woot. Hey, Akop Labs, welcome, welcome, welcome. Is Lobster font on Google Fonts? Lobster. Oh, that's not bad. I like that it's like very bold. Go to? Ooh. That's a good suggestion, Kelly, because I don't know, it's like round. I like it. I don't know why I like it, but I do like it. Griffey, is that another font? Make a poll on whether or not we should vote on it. Yeah, I should just choose things. This is more like it seems like Tim Burton, like Nightmare Before Christmas or something like that. Starts a vote to see if we should vote. Super chat from Florin. Did that really happen? Oh, thank you, Florin. Much appreciated. I don't know why I didn't see it in my notifications or hear it. Let me see. Is my sound on? Just a second. Oh no. My sound was off, but thank you very much, Florin. Heart eyes. Much appreciated. Use one for the headlines and one for the body text? Okay. Thank you, everyone. Super chat, super chat. Lobster is the most overused Google font ever. It's the new Comic Sans. Go-to it is. Which one was go-to? Go-to's... So I think we'll use this as the body font, and then maybe let's use Cashin as the title font. I think that's what we're going to go with. Because typically the title font can be a little less readable, but like for body text, you want something that is readable. Hello, Sahil. Goatskin brush. Let's find it. Oh. It's pretty cool. Okay, yeah, I just, my speakers were off, so I didn't hear when it happened. And Florin with another super chat. It's like, let's make sure it's working this time. Thank you so much, Florin. Everyone should definitely check out Florin's channel if you haven't, because I can't go there. But I think it's just youtube.com/FlorinPop. FlorinPop. Were you live streaming earlier, Florin? Let's see. 3 minutes ago. Nice. But Florin has been doing Clash of Code as well, and sometimes Code Wars, and a lot of front end stuff. So definitely check out his YouTube channel. Just select it. We're gonna get there. And thanks for the follow, Jack. Counting not watching the song. Very old song from like the 90s. I don't know what you're talking about. There you go. Thank you, Alka. Oh, you're welcome, Florin. Hey, and also, not everyone gets a mention. You can't just donate as like advertisement, but Florin's cool. I watch his stream every now and then. Okay. We could use this as the title font. We're gonna use this as the title font. Or are we? No, the thing is, if we use something from DaFont, we'll have to convert it to a web font. So, no, we're going to use these two Google fonts. All right, so let's select Cashin script. Cool. And then I think I can select multiple, right? Cashin and GoTo. Yeah, so those two are selected. That's good. Dancing script. Let's look at that really quick. All right, enjoy your pizza, and thanks for the super chats, Florin. It's too scripty for my liking. All right, so we're going to use GoTo and Cashin, and so we get this nice little link, and we're going to add it to the page. And thanks for all the suggestions, everyone. So we will add that just right here. Somebody asked earlier, I totally missed it, but somebody asked, why do I have the scripts at the bottom? The main reason is the code here will potentially select elements above it, so it needs to be loaded after. Technically, you could load it in the head and then add an event listener for document ready, and then start selecting elements, but I always just add it at the end to be safe. And also, technically, your page will load a little bit faster because the page will load, your styles will load, all of the elements will load, so it'll look decent, and then finally the scripts will start to load to make it interactive. So that's how I prefer to do it. Put it in the head. We're not going to put it in the head. And thanks for the follow, Ramessi. Ramessi? Ramessi. All right. So we'll say Onitama with viewers. Cool. And then the Caution script was the... Let's go back to that. Oh, it'll load the page if you put defer. I guess that's true. I like to put it at the bottom though. And thanks for the follow, Shabazursalu. All right, I just wanted to see how do we use it. Okay, in quotes, Cashin script. And we can have the fallback font as well. So here's what I'm going to do. In my styles, I'm going to style every header tag with a Cashin script. So I'll say like H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, H6. I think that's all. And we'll say the font family is a Cashin script. But the body and every element possible is the GoTo font. And just like that, Onitama with viewers. Nice. Yeah, Ultrindo, that link there describes what it is with the links to all the stuffs. Cool. Let's actually, I mean, here's the thing. We can get this working actually very simply, but also we could work on the styles to make it look kind of like the board. I don't know, I'll do a little bit of styling. I'll at least make this centered. So all headings will be in the center. We'll add a main element in our HTML. So I have like an, let's just change this div to be main. Dark mode. And then, yeah, so we'll make main, and then let's give main some style. So I'll say main has a width of 100%, but a max width of 800 pixels. So it doesn't get any wider than 800 pixels, and it has a margin of 0 auto. So it should be centered on the page. And if we select it, we can see that it's 800 pixels max, centered on the page. All right. So as the votes for what people should do come in, we're going to add that. I think what we'll go ahead and set up is all of the possible card names to validate that. So let's do that right here. And this will just be an object with the names themselves. I wonder if I can copy and paste it from online. But thanks for the follow, Primka, and thanks for the follow, Halif. Let's go to Board Game Geek. See if they have the list of cards. Forums, images, versions, stats, files, credits, linked items. And if anybody wants to transcribe the name of all the cards, that would help too. We also can just write them out manually. Onitama card names. Here's a link on Board Game Geek. And thanks for the follow, Tush Tush. I think there's 18. I can look in the rulebook. Oh yeah, there's 16. You got it, Alka. Yeah, there are expansions. I saw there's like the Way of the River or something like that. So it would probably take less time if I just literally wrote them all out than trying to find a list. Onitama rulebook. Here we go. New look. And thanks for the follow, Lindica. Wait, is this... Oh, the text is selectable. Oh, there we go. Alka's got it. Thank you, Alka. Let's see. Do we have 16, though? We'll put that in a string. Split it on spaces. Or on commas. Comma space. 16. Great work. So here's what I want to do. Oh, not that. I want to create an object where, I mean, I guess technically I could reduce it and create an object with the keys, but I want to create an object where the keys are the names of the card and the values are the, just true, because it exists. Yeah, I could split it, reduce it. I don't want to do that, though. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to do some editor foo. That didn't work. What's the last one? Mantis. All right, we can do this. So, select all the commas up to Mantis. All right. New line. Like that. Equals true. Comma. This is what I wanted to do. So now we have an object where the card name is the key. Magic, yeah. The card name is the key and the value is true. So that way we can do some validation right here. So we can say if card names at name does not exist, then return. So we need to make sure that the mad IDE skills. We need to make sure that the name in the command that people issue is actually in this object. And if it's not, then we don't even try to parse the rest of the command. The theme is called Just Black. If you do !theme, you can get a link to it. And for those of you asking about Onitama, you can do !Onitama and read about the game. Control D. Yeah, the Control D on Windows or Command D on Mac. But if you select something, in this case I selected a colon, and if I do Command D, it'll select the next colon and create multiple cursors. So what I did before was to select the comma, and now I have multiple cursors, and I can start doing things like, whoa, wow, how, like that. Reminds me of the planned NPM expansions CJ edition. 106 million viewers in the coding arena. Not a million. What? How about having a prop array with valid moves and checking that validity? Well, we'll do like a simple regular expression that just checks if the move is A through E with 1 through 5. Oh wow, look at that. Thank you, Alcabot. Oh, is that from Dr. Disrespect? But what happens if I do that? Nice. Alcabot is in the chat. Okay, so we're validating that it's a good card name. Next, we want to validate that it is a valid command, a valid move. Now, like I mentioned, we're not going to actually implement the rules of the game. I can just throw one out if people vote for a move that isn't actually valid. Now everybody's doing it. I'm sorry, Alka. I'm sorry. But yeah, so now there's a rate limit. Okay, cool. Now that we validated the name, we want to validate both the start and the end. So I'll say if a valid move for start and valid move for end, then we're going to do something there. But let's create this function called valid move. That's just going to take in the move, and we'll default it to the empty string in the event that there is no actual move. And we just can do a regular expression. So we'll say move dot match a regular expression with A through E followed by 1 through 5. And then that's it. It should start like that and like that. Let's take a quick stretch. Oh yeah, Alcabot is only on Twitch. Yeah, and then we'll make this case insensitive, so you can do a lowercase or an uppercase one. Like that. And Moshiko with the tip. Thank you so much. Did you send a message? Let's see. Baked beans, forehead. Thank you, Moshiko. Much appreciated. And hey, Lynn, it's been a while. Welcome back. Hashtag switch to Twitch. Okay, so this is going to validate that the move has a letter A through E and a number 1 through 5. And I think what we'll do, we actually want it to be uppercased. I think I always want it to be uppercased to keep track of things. So here's what we're going to do. We'll say argz1 or the empty string to uppercase. And then same thing with the end. So argz2. Okay, so we should have some validation now. So the way the command works, I'll do an example. You do exclamation mark move. You can specify one of the 2 cards on the blue side. So I could say like eel. And then you say a move like A2 to B3. And if we did the validation correctly, it should actually log it. There we go. And now it's always going to be uppercase. And yeah, technically you can specify a card that's not actually on the board, like dragon. Oh, actually dragon is on the red side, but technically blue can only move eel or mantis. And so maybe I'll have some validation on the page. I think this is what we'll do. I'll have like an area right here where I can say, choose the valid cards for blue, and then I'll click start, and then anyone in the chat can send the command to choose which card and which move they want to make. But because I choose what are the valid cards, any commands that come in with not eel or not mantis will get thrown out. Oh, thank you, Henrik. Welcome. Thank you. Yeah, match returns null, or a magic array. Test returns a boolean. So it'd probably be, like, technically both will work, because this is kind of like a truthy-falsy thing. So I'm saying if it's a valid move, and technically if valid move returns null, it's falsy. But it might actually be good to say test, which will work in a very similar way. Oh no, validation. Oh, it's my official line. Baked beans. Did Alka really just tip? Did that happen? What? Alka? Thank you so much, Alka. Alka with the $1 tip who says, come to Twitch. Yes, I agree. If you're watching on YouTube, come over to Twitch. Though, technically, like, at least for now, and like right now, you don't have to. If you're like watching on a TV or something like that. But if you're not, come on over to Twitch and drop a follow. Because it's a good time over here. All right, what did I do wrong? Move.test is not a function. I turned it into a string. Oh, it's the opposite. I would have to do regex.test. We're going to go with match. Yeah. Object. My favorite programming streamer or channel, probably Coding Train. He's been doing it the longest, and he does it the best, I think. He's only on YouTube, though. He's not on Twitch. And hello, Rachado. And hey, Conrad. The dark side of streaming. I think Infi is just messing with me. I don't, like, literally just sending object. I don't think my code is doing that. I think Infi is just saying object. Yeah, totally gonna get partner before I get the other thing. And thanks for the follow, Info Math Music. Much appreciated. Twitch paused on 720p. That's unfortunate. See, that's the thing. Once I become or if I become a partner, it's not a done deal. But if I do, Twitch does give priority to allowing viewers to select the quality. And I am streaming at 1080p. So yeah. And hello, Bramdev. Welcome. Schiffman is great. I don't plan to do Udemy, but I might actually do courses. You all stop it with the objects. You're freaking me out. Hey, Win320 Day. You're an object. The Coding Train has had a significant positive impact on my life. That's great to hear. The thing is, he's a great teacher, a great coder, a positive attitude, very entertaining. Yeah, he's a great dude. Oh yeah. Which is technically not necessarily a curse word, but some people might take offense to it, which is why my chat censors it. Can I explain this game? It's not really a coding game. It's more of like a game that's like chess. But before we get there, let's get the UI going. So for me, I want to have like a button that says like start voting. And then when I click it, that's when it'll actually start registering the votes. And I will have to choose between two different valid cards. Shout out to Daniel Schiffman. I agree. I haven't programmed in Python recently. Uncut type error. Cannot read property message if undefined. The name of the game is Onitama! Onitama, and you'll get a link to it. Okay, so yeah, I think I want a button where I can click this button, and then that's when it will start recording votes from the chat. But before I click the button, I want like two select boxes, both with all 16 options for the cards. Function, native code. So this is going to be card options, and there'll be a select box here. Let's call this card 1, and there'll be another select box here with card 2, like that. Cool. So let's style it a little bit. Card options. Now, somebody's going to say it. Why am I styling with IDs? The thing is, I'm using vanilla JavaScript, and my everyone's just coming up with JavaScript errors. So I'm using vanilla JavaScript, and in my JavaScript, I'm going to target these elements with their ID, which is why I'm going to style them by ID. This is not exactly scalable. These styles are not reusable. Typically, you don't want to do this, but I'm going to do this. So let's say the width here is we'll go 50%. Promise rejected. And margin 0 auto. And then the select boxes inside of there will have, let's say, 40% width of the container. So that should make them fill up like that. That's great. Though, I guess I technically want to do 50%. No, then they wrap. All right, instead of margin 0 auto, we're going to do width 100%, and we are going to make it a flex box. And then we could do justify content center, and then it should be directly in the center there. Cool. But now I can say the select boxes, let's say their width is only like 30%. And so it's a little bit smaller. Let's even go smaller than that. 20%. Cool. And we'll give it a little bit of margin. 1 rem. So it'll be spread out a little bit. Cool. And so I should be able to select a card, and then click Start. We'll specify the font family on these select boxes. And then we'll have a default disabled option on both of these. Option. Select a card. And this is going to be disabled. But it should be the default selected one. Cool. How often do I play Onitama against myself? I haven't played it against myself. I've played it with others. Cannot read property message if undefined. And the thing is, that's a totally valid error that could happen in my code right now. Let's find a good dark theme background color. Let's go. We're just going to generate till we find a color we like. Actually, I like this. I like this. So I'm going to choose this as my background color, and let's find like a red or an orangish. That's a nice red. I want like an orange. Orangish yellow. Oh, thank you, Kevin. Much appreciated. Ooh, that's like a nice ugly orange. I love it. All right, we're actually going to use this black in that ugly orange. So let's say the body has a background of this black color, and then everything for now. Actually, I mean, this is like a really ugly orangish brown. I don't like it. All right, we're going to set the color to be this red color. So background that color. That's terrible. Let's use it. And so now, that's not bad. Why do I love the ugly things? Actually, I think that black is too black. Let's go with this darkish bluish black color. Nice. Let's try the orange color, because the red is a little too red. Yeah, I like that. I like this orange is pretty good. Let's increase the font size though. Let's say font size is 2 rem. Everything's 2 rem. Nice. All right. Now, when the page loads, we're going to dynamically populate these drop-downs with all of the possible card choices, the card names here. So let's create a function. We'll say populate choices. Let's see, Alka has a suggestion. Ooh, it's a little brighter. I like it. Yeah, let's go with that. Kernel panic. Not syncing. Fatal exception. You all have found a new way to troll me, because every time I see it, I don't know if it's a real error or not. No expansions. Oh, thank you, Bramdev. Yeah, I like this. That blue, that orange with that blue. Very good. Yeah, let Alka do the rest for me. Okay, so now we want to dynamically populate those select boxes with all of these choices. So I'll have this function, populate choices. It'll take in a select element, because we're going to do this twice for the 2 ones. So we'll write this function once, and then we'll pass the element in it to do it. And so then we can say options are, not that, card names. We want the keys here. So I'll say card name.keys, or object.keys of the card names. And then really we just want a bunch of HTML. So I'm just gonna do like some template literal stuff. Hey, info math with the clip. Careful, you're gonna give people ideas. And thanks for the hello, Philippe. I don't know why I said thanks, but hello, Philippe. If it's a real error, the answer is object function. Okay. So I'm going to say options HTML is, let's grab all of the keys, and hello, Roderick, all of the keys. Let's reduce it. We're going to get the HTML and each name. We're going to reduce it down to a string. So we want to return HTML plus some option code here. So I want like option. Inside of the option, we can put the name, and the name itself will be the value. So that should be totally fine. And so I'll say select element dot inner HTML equals the options HTML. I think that should be fine. We technically could append it to the current inner HTML. This is fine. All right, so now I have this nice populate choices function. Let's grab those two elements from the page. So we want card 1, card 2. Document.query selector, the element with ID, card 1. And then card 2 is the element with ID, card 2. Now, we will populate both of them. So let's just say populate options with card 1. And hello, Salman. Welcome. Let's take a quick stretch. Is this just like a screenshot of part of my screen? I guess that kind of makes it look like the pixels are shifting or something like that. That's really funny. All right, populate choices with card 1 and card 2. And now, when the page loads, we get all of the possible options. Very good. So what I will do is when it's your turn, everyone watching, I'm going to choose the two possible cards, because those change every round. So I'll say eel and mantis. And then I'll click start voting. You all can send your messages. We'll tally up which one has the most votes, and we'll go from there. Now let's increase the font size of those select boxes. And would you look at that? It's using the body font, right? Which is pretty cool. And then let's put a little button right below that. Start voting. And we're going to have to style this button. So, button. Hello, Mohit. Welcome. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Someone asked about Twitch chat. Can I use the Twitch API to get messages from other streamers? Yes, you can. And I think Alka gave you that. Nice. Very good. The font size of this button will also be 2rem. And actually, did it choose the right font? Cool. Let's give it some border radius of like 10 pixels. Nice round button. Why are we zoomed in? No, we're at 100%. Why are there no like click or hover effects? That's super weird. Regardless, Schiefman. Regardless, we need to center this button. So let's see. The button is technically not inside of the card options. So let's put it there. And then, yeah, we don't want that actually. We're going to put it right outside of the card options. And we're going to give it some automatic margin. I'll just say the width here is like 50%. And then the margin is 0 auto. So it should center itself inside the container. Or, oh, we have to make it display block for the margin to work. Yeah, so I choose eel. And I choose mantis. And then we click start voting, switch to Twitch. And then it'll start tallying up the votes from everyone in chat. And then I can also set, we'll have like a timer on the page too. But regardless, let's just get the basic voting and tallying working. Let's store that button in a variable. So whenever it's clicked, we can keep track of that. Let's give this an ID of start button. Not that. Not that. Start button. And then in my JavaScript, we'll select it. Like that. And then we can listen for when it's clicked. This code is messy. I don't think it really matters, though. It just needs to work. Add event listener. Click. When it's clicked, we will hide the options at the top. So technically, let's put this all in a div. Not technically. Like, we are going to put this in a div. That's what we're doing. Like that. So now it has a parent container, but then when I click start voting, I can hide the drop downs and the button itself. So let's give this an ID of before round, or before play. Before play. We're gonna put that in an element, and then, or sorry, in a variable so we can hide it. Control div? I like that. That's a better name. That's a way better name, and there's less room for people making naughty jokes. Control section. Let's call it control section. I'm not using Vim key bindings, no. So similarly, we're going to select it with its ID that I just gave it, which is control section. And then when the button is clicked, we are going to hide the section. So control section dot style dot display is none. And then we're going to need another section with like the voting results. And let's put that right below that div. So we'll have a div here. And we'll call this vote ID is vote results. Yeah, we're just using vanilla JavaScript. You know, it would be fun to make like a bar chart from scratch with just divs. It's totally possible. Okay, so yeah, so we have our vote results, and then we'll put that in a variable as well. And then when this appears, we can have just like a description of how to play. So we'll say type play card name from position to position like that. Okay, so that's the description of how people can play. And then when we click the button, we are going to hide the control section, and then we'll say the vote results. We're going to show it. So by default, we can have this section be display none. And then, oh yeah, you're right. It's move, isn't it? Thank you. Okay, let's try it. So I would have to select these. We'll get that working. I click start voting, and then it describes how people can play. How can I make this smaller? Say name from to. Example, move, dragon, A3 to B, wait. If we're playing dragon and we are moving A3, let's do this right. We could technically move to B1. Start voting. All right. And we'll also, we'll display the names of the two cards right here. So we can have like just do like an H2. We'll say options. And then I'll use JavaScript to put the names of the 2 cards that are available and that I selected right next to that. So I'll say span. We'll give this an ID of selected options. And then we'll use JavaScript to put the text in there. Oh yeah, I like this. Wait. Display the selected image. +1 for vanilla bar charts. Nice. We'll do that. We're not going to do images. We'll just do names. At least for now. It's going to be super basic. We've been streaming for an hour and a half. And I at least want to play 1 round with viewers. So we got to get this going. I mean, we technically could be done by now, but we're making it nice. Let's say card options. And then right here under selected options, we will put the names of the cards. Let's put it in another variable. Selected options equals document dot query selector. The element with the ID selected options. Someone asked, is making UIs with React faster than with vanilla? It really depends. Sometimes you don't need React. And because the thing to think about, which a lot of beginner programmers or even JavaScript developers or web developers that have been doing it for too long don't really think about, is when you decide to bring in another library like React or Vue, that's a whole library of code that your users have to download into their browsers. It's potentially slower load times. It's a whole lot of code that you potentially don't really even use or need. So that's why vanilla might be, what's the word? Desirable, because you don't have a lot of extra code. That said, you might have to write a lot more extra code if you're not using one of those libraries. So you really have to, it's a trade-off. You have to decide. Okay, so when we click the button, we're going to say selected options.text content equals a template string with, we want to get the value of card 1 and the value of card 2. Vanilla is the best flavor. Cool, so that should do it. So now, if I select eel and mantis, start voting, card options, eel or mantis. And then we're going to show the voting results right below that. Right? Nice. Jers, thanks for the follow. And Mr. Wolf, thanks for the follow. Got myself the blue switch keyboard. Typing has never been more fun. Nice, Glooscap. That's good to hear. What's the React equivalent of get query or get element by ID? The thing is, in React, things are kind of more declarative than they are imperative. So vanilla JavaScript is very imperative in that you have to say, select this element, and then with that element that I have selected, I want to explicitly set its style to be this, or I explicitly want to set the content of the text inside of it. So that's imperative, because you're telling it pretty much exactly what to do. Whereas React is declarative. You basically declare your UI elements in terms of your state, and React takes care of the rest. So the equivalent is you wouldn't actually get an element by ID in React. You would technically have some value on your state, and your render function would say, take that state value, and whenever that state value changes, it should display inside of this span tag here. So it's a little bit different. And thanks for the follow, WP Ken. Object. I learned React. What's the advanced topic? Custom components, custom hooks. You can go really, really deep by in React. And I'll also mention, technically, you can use vanilla JavaScript with React. Like, you could technically have code that says get element by ID in React. But React uses a thing called the virtual DOM, so typically you wouldn't actually select DOM elements directly. Instead, you would use what are called references or refs. It's a whole thing. Yeah, VAS has it. Technically, you use a ref in React. But the thing is, you don't really always need a ref. You hardly ever need a ref unless you're doing DOM manipulation style things. Everything else is declarative. Ooh, MediaWiki decided to use Vue. That's awesome. Futura. Oh, you're welcome, Roderick. Okay, so I don't know how I feel about this being that font. It probably shouldn't be that font. I think we'll do a p tag here, and then we'll say we'll give this thing a class of fancy font, and in our CSS we'll create a class for fancy font that is just the cursive font. Okay. Yeah, I like that. I actually do use Material UI in React projects that I do. Okay, so now we can actually start collecting results. So in the code, when I click that button, we can have a function that says like collecting or voting. We'll say voting equals true. And we'll default voting to false. When the page loads, voting is false. Let voting equals false. And then when I click that button, voting is now true. And in here, I only really want to listen for messages if voting is true. So I'll say if we are not voting, then just return. Don't do any of this custom logic to actually like register the command. And so when I click the button, voting will be true. It'll be listening for messages. And what's next? I don't know. Let's take a break. A stretch. Yeah, we should definitely have a timer. So that way everyone in chat only has like 2 minutes to vote. The thing is, like chess, sometimes you really want to take your time in deciding which move you want to make. It's not, it can be fast paced, but it doesn't have to be. So I might actually set the timer, I don't know, we'll probably do like 2.5 minutes or something like that. Yeah, so voting equals true, and then I'll say like reset votes. Like that. No, actually, maybe I won't. Because after the voting is done, we'll reset the votes. So voting equals true, and then now every time we get a vote, we make sure that it's a valid name and a valid move. And so we will register that somewhere. So let's say moves or votes is an object, just like that. We'll say let, so we can reassign it. And then when someone votes, we'll say votes dot push this object. And then we'll say update vote tally, something like that. And then the update vote tally function can search through that array and decide what to show on the page. So we'll create that function right here. And really, I guess I don't really want it to be an object. I kind of just want it, and yeah, votes is an object. It's not an array, so I wouldn't push it. So I think what I want is I want the object just to have a key that will be the card, the move from, and the move to. So let's just say the move is something like this. We'll do like a template literal. Like that. And that way we can actually just upvote or downvote that particular entry. And so I'll say votes at that move is equal to itself or an empty array. And then I'll say votes at that move, we're going to push in the message author, so the person that voted for it. And then every move will have a tally of everyone that voted for that particular move. Hello, Bob, and hello, Manu. Could I push the name and check if they voted for it? That's a good point as well. So I really would want to say if votes at move dot find. So we're going to search through the array and look for the vote. And actually, that gives us the author because we're pushing in the author. Author dot display name does not equal, and actually I don't want to use the display name. I want to use like their account ID. Okay, for now we're just gonna do that, and I'm gonna log message.author so I know what I have access to. And then update vote tally is really here. We're just gonna log all the votes. Okay. Clear this. So right now we're not voting. So if you sent a command, it shouldn't actually work. But if I choose eel and mantis and then click start voting, we're now ready, and anyone in the chat can vote for a move. So we could do move eel A2 to B1. Yeah, so people got it. People are voting. So we can see that Vass voted for A2 to B1, and I voted for A2 to B1 as well. And so because those first two votes were actually the same, the votes object only had one entry with everyone that's voted for that. And then we have some others like Mantis with A1 to E5, which is totally invalid, so we would throw that out. Mantis with A1 to B2. A1, B2, that's valid. That would have moved that piece there. Very cool. And we're looking at the author. So the author has a channel ID, and that's how we will uniquely identify them. So I don't want to allow you to vote multiple times. So I'll say if votes at that move, and actually, no, I need to keep track of all you wouldn't be allowed to vote for multiple things. Can I dynamically reply to people with an invalid vote, asking them to vote again? Not easily. So because I'm using this custom chat thing, I don't have a way of replying to people on YouTube. I could technically reply to people on Twitch, because TMI.js is really easy, and it could get spammy. So we're not going to do that. Basically, I'll just have a way of removing it from the screen if somebody votes for something that's not valid. Yeah, that's what I'll do. We need to keep track of who has voted. You did it wrong. But let's do this. We'll have like a game. We'll actually have a voting state. And the voting state has the number of votes, and then the authors, which is everyone that that has voted, and that way you won't be able to vote more than once. Though you can change your vote. Actually, I think it would be good to it would be good to change votes. Call me out on the live stream. Come on, Bob. You've been here all the time. People know who you are. How about having a history array with all moves from the start? We could do that as well. So like voting state history. And that way, like every time there's a new move to be made, we keep track of that. And at the end, we could see all the moves that were made. Okay. So, this isn't votes. This is, what do you call it? Voting state dot votes. And voting state dot authors, we're going to push message dot author. Though I kind of want a way of keeping track of if you voted for something... Actually, no, I could do this. Authors is also an object, so I could put the move that I could reverse it. So I could say voting state.authors at the message.author.channel ID equals the move. So that keeps track of the move that you make, and that way, if you've already voted, then we can replace that. These are actually, it's just my font. It's making the or the double pipe. It's making it italics, but yeah, it's not a comment. Move add or move change. I think we'll just let people overwrite. Like if someone sends 2 different votes that are different, it'll just overwrite their previous. I don't want to make it too complex. I am no clout chaser. I meant call the invalid move out. Call me out? Call it out. I see what you mean. You weren't looking for a shout out. You were giving a suggestion. That's good. And hello, Gerardo. If you make an author's move object, your votes should just be iterated through at the end. Yeah. You have a typo online. Object number. Error online 94. You are right. Wait. What I need to do? Votes. Yes, okay. Voting state dot votes at move equals that. And I think instead of pushing it, wait, do I want to do that? Because I want to keep track of the author IDs. That's fine. Okay. Thanks for reading in the chat and clearing up my intentions. You're welcome, Bob. So we want to set the votes to be an array if it's not an array. And then we also want... actually, it's not going to be votes at move pushing the author. We're just going to say, oh yeah, we push the author, because that will count as 1 vote. And then... the voting state authors will put the author's channel ID and their move that they made as the key. I think this is what we want. We'll figure it out in a second. But before we do this, we'll say if voting state dot authors dot at message dot author dot channel ID. That means they've already voted. And for now, we're just going to say they already voted. But in a second, to do replace vote. Okay, let's see what happens now. I'm taking way too long on this. We need to just play the game. But let's say we have eel and we have mantis. We click start voting. Now people can start voting. Eel and mantis are your 2 options. And thanks for the follow, Taiwan, and thanks for the follow, Doctor. Votes is not defined on line 64. Somebody mentioned that, didn't they? Oh, no, they didn't. This needs to be voting state. So we're going to do eel and mantis. Start voting. Yeah, so there's a few votes, and if we look at it, we can see that authors has the author ID, so numbers like this are coming from Twitch, these are coming from YouTube, but it has what they voted for. And then if we look at votes, it should just be the unique moves. So for example, eel A3 to B2 has 2 people that voted for that. Display name object. Did somebody sign up to YouTube and set their display name to object? Yes, they did. Okay. Okay, but we can see that for these unique moves, like A2 to B3, this one person voted for it. Or A3 to B4, this one person voted for it. Let's see if any more votes. Yeah. Oh yeah, and then if people try to vote again, right now it just says, hey, you've already voted. But what we can do now is if you've already voted, just replace your existing vote. So let's figure out how to do that. So if you've already voted, we want to say voting state.authors at message.channel. Yeah, so this is going to be the move, or the previous move is going to be that, I believe. And then we'll say voting state dot votes at move, previous move, equals itself filtered out that specific author. Author dot channel ID does not equal the incoming author's channel ID. I think, like that. So that will remove their previous vote, and then they can vote again to change their vote. That should work, right? Let's try it. So we're going to do eel and mantis. Let's go. Setting display name as object is pure evil. I agree. Sophisticated trolls out there. Wouldn't it make sense to just hold an array of authors and not actually store a vote object? Just update the author votes until the end and iterate through author moves to get results. There are a lot of ways to do it. I'll say the reason that I chose to do it this way is because I can reach into, like with an object, I can reach into the votes with their previous move and immediately just change it. I do have to remove them from that array using a filter, which is not ideal, but that works. And then this here will just replace their previous move. So there are a lot of ways to go about it. So we can see someone who's voted twice. Yeah, so Banana Crazy said eel A2 to B3, and then Banana Crazy said eel A2 to B4. So if we look in the current voting state, Banana Crazy should only be A2 to B4. So if we look at A2 B4 is here, and if we look at votes, A2 to B4 has Banana Crazy in it, right? But their first vote, which was A2 to B3, doesn't have anyone in it. So it's working. It's replacing. It's changing. If you change your vote, it'll change where it is. And if Nico Technic, so Nico Technic first said Mantis A1 to B2, and then they just said Mantis A4 to B5. So A1 to B2 has no one in it. And then they just voted for A4 to B5, and they're in there. There's Nico Technic. And yeah, so it's working. So you can vote, you can replace your vote. I think this is good. Now we just tally it up, and we're ready to play, finally. 2 hours later. Fire. Wait until somebody literally builds a CLI Twitch. Oh yeah, we're talking about Doc here, who created a command line version of Twitch. You could like curl a specific URL, and it did like this weird booting animation, and then Twitch was literally being rendered inside of the terminal, which then turned into a Rickroll. It was insane. What does the object mean? So what people are making fun of is the fact that in JavaScript, if you ever have an object, which is the thing with curly braces, and you have like an object can have properties like name, CJ. So this is an object. And if you ever try to turn an object into a string, like this, you get back object. So it's a programmer joke because this error will happen if you're like not doing your validation correctly, or someone has passed an object into something they shouldn't have, which is why everyone's doing object. It makes me think that there's something wrong with my code when there's actually not. Yeah. Idea, unmove, command to delete the vote again. No. My idea, like, it's going to be super simple. If you vote multiple times, it's always just going to choose your last vote. And we're going to show what people have voted for here. And if I remove, and I'll have the ability to say, like, oh, that's not a valid move, and just, like, remove it from the screen. And then those people will have a chance to vote again. Yeah. Thank you, ITC5. Yeah, we should be done, I don't know, 10 minutes? Let's play. We have to tally the votes, but that's the last thing we need to do. And thanks for the follow, DropDev. Good night, and thanks for hanging out with us, ITC5. let's play and get the results from the console. It'll be easy. Like, well, all we have to do is actually put the things on the page itself. So here under valid moves, let's just create a div. Give it an ID of votes. And then does the move get cleared if they say, yeah, so if you, the previous move gets removed, oh, it doesn't, but it's an empty array. So we can look for that. So right here, when we say update vote tally, we're going to put all of the votes into the votes section here. So we'll say votes section is document.query selector, the element with the ID votes, like that. Yeah, and we're gonna try to keep track of the game state. So okay, so we have vote section, and then here when we update the vote tally, we'll say voting state dot votes dot for each vote wait, voting state dot votes is an object? Yeah, so we have to do object dot keys. I guess we could do object dot entries, because that's going to give us each individual move and list of authors. So for every move, we'll say if authors.length is there, meaning there actually is someone voting for that particular move. So if authors.length is a thing, then we're just going to add like a paragraph tag to the votes section here. And actually, we'll just do this. We'll say votes section dot inner HTML equals we're going to clear out the inner HTML, and then we're just going to append some HTML. This is fine. this is not some super performant website. This is fine. We're just going to overwrite the HTML every time. So we're going to add a paragraph tag. And the thing is, you would definitely want to be careful when you do this, and we are already validating the input. So if someone attempts to insert like a script or something like that, we're already getting rid of it at this point when we're doing the validation for the start and the end moves. And then Alka has asked me to give this a try, so I'll do that. 10 minutes? Somebody is forgiving relative theory. Yeah. 10 minutes. 10 minutes. But actually, with digressions, because let's see what Alka has asked us to try. Rickroll. Thanks, Alka. Much appreciated. All right, so we have a p tag. We'll put the move, which includes the name. It's right there. And then we can have the total number of votes right next to it. And actually, I guess we would want to sort by the total number, like most votes should appear at the top. Like that. And actually, we can do this. We can sort the entries by the number of votes before we append it to the HTML. This is super non-performant, but I don't care. It's totally fine. So get their entries, and then we're going to sort each one. We're going to get access to the authors, and we want to, oh, and actually this is going to give us authors A and authors B. And we want to return authors A.length minus authors B.length. Does this work? It does. Minus, not equals. So this should sort it by the number of votes, and then we just put the votes on the page. There we go. Done. That's all we need. So we're going to start playing right now. We have eel, and we have mantis. Start voting. So the comma inside of that array was because I was destructuring, and object.entries gives you access to the key and the value, and I technically only needed the value, which is an array. So I use the comma to skip the first thing in the destructuring. All right, so we have 1 vote for A1 to A3. All right, I'm sorting in the wrong order. And actually, but before we get too far with this, I am going to explain the game so people can make wise decisions as to where they should move. But I'm sorting in the wrong direction, so we should do authors b.length and authors a.length. We can't see the cards, they're covered. Oh, it's just these. Oh yeah, and I'll make the screen much bigger too. So there's that. And then one last thing before we actually play, I need a clear button. There needs to be a button that says like reset. Like that. And then when I click reset, it just goes back to selecting the cards. And this is it. This is all we need for now. We can do a lot of cool things though. Like we can keep track of moves. Eventually we could validate moves based on the state of the board, different things like that. So we'll have our reset button. Oh, hey Yash, trying to change the page of my thingy. I'm not gonna just do window.location equals slash. We're gonna keep the game state in memory. Spaghetti code, you're right. I'm not saying this is not spaghetti code. We could absolutely make this better and cleaner, but we're not gonna because I just want to play the game. How do I delete a whole line? I think you can do like, yeah, there's a command for it, but technically, well, not technically, what I usually do is select a line. So using arrow key command, left or right, will put my cursor at the beginning or the end. Control L selects a line. Yeah, it's not working for me. But yeah, I do that. And then you can combine it with shift to like select a line like that. Or if you're at the beginning and you want to go to the end, can I clock this? What is this? It's a bit.ly link. I don't trust it. I'm sorry, Infomath, I don't trust it. Any chances I will continue Newbie Tuesday? Eventually, I have to find a new noob. Maybe we'll get Tony back on the stream. But it's a fun way to do things because you have someone who knows very little and they ask a lot of good questions. Thanks for the follow, yes. And thanks for the follow, Zedro. Check the command palette for delete line. So this is Shift Command K. I never do that. I just use like select and shift. No! You don't underestimate spaghetti code, you're right. If you search my YouTube channel for Newbie Tuesday, you will see an example, but it's basically when I used to do pair programming with someone who knew very little about code. Move the image to the top left. This thing? You mean? We're gonna make it much more visible and bigger. Thanks for the follow, Current. Okay, when the reset button is clicked, we are going to do something very similar. Say voting equals false. Control section should be displayed, and the other section should be hidden. Like that. The other thing is we need to reset our game state object. So we can say voting state history. Wait, where is it? Here. Dot push voting state. And then we'll say voting state equals an object with no votes and no authors. So we're gonna reset it for the next time around. I can't do that, but we'll reassign each one. So I'll say voting state dot vote because it's a const. Voting state dot votes equals an object, And voting state dot authors equals an empty object. When we push it into the array, we're going to put it in local storage. So I'll say local storage dot game history is going to be JSON dot stringify voting state history, like that. That way, if the page ever gets refreshed, we can keep track of the history. And when the page loads, we'll say if local storage dot game history, then JSON dot parse local storage dot game history. Otherwise, empty array. All right. No errors in the console. If we look in local storage, there's nothing. And here we go. Before we start voting, I'm going to explain the game. Should voting be const if we were wanting to reassign it? I think you could. We could make it a let and then just totally overwrite it, but it's also fine to just reassign the properties. It's up to you. Like I said, this is not code to copy. This is not an example to go by. This is just working code that's going to get us playing this game together. Yeah. I'll say we are 45 followers away from 3,000 Twitch followers. So if you're watching on YouTube, please head over to Twitch and drop a follow. It would be much appreciated. And the main reason you would follow is so that you know when I go live. If you don't care, then you don't have to follow. Thanks for the follow, Juan. All right, what did I miss? My bot is a bot which provides a wide range or articles to buy online by using supermarket APIs. Really? Okay, it's a little irrelevant to what we're working on right now, though. What about the shared card? Oh, the shared card doesn't technically really even matter until your next turn. So when it's your next turn, that becomes one of the options for the play of that turn. So the shared card, we'll talk about. And yeah, actually right now, I'm gonna explain the rules of the game, and then we can play. Working code is the best code. I agree. And thanks for the follow, John Wick. We're almost done, I think. Ask me about VS Code. Doesn't have any IntelliSense no matter what plugins I install. Double check your settings. If you do open up the command palette and search for settings JSON, there might be a setting in here that's making it not work. This setting right here, snippet suggestions top, that has to do with some of the IntelliSense. But if things are totally broken, I would try just deleting all of these settings and see if that changes anything. And thanks for the follow, Storm. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Flu. Much appreciated. I don't know. We can only try. The thing is, we got to keep the viewer count up. To become a partner, you need an average of 75 viewers. So it's up to you. If you follow, you can help keep the viewer count up. Chat is full. Hey, come on. Never trust an href. It's a rickroll. Imagine beautifying your code by hand and getting unexpected token parenthesis at line 56. I could fix it. I've been doing this long enough. Multilingual programmer versus specialist. I'm mostly a JavaScript specialist, I'd have to say. Yeah, I mean, technically you can enable subscriptions whenever you meet the requirements for affiliate. And for that, I think you need 50 followers and a few other things. But I'm trying to get partner, which has more restrictions. You need an average of 75 viewers in the past 30 days. You need to stream at least 12 times a month. And there's like one other requirement for that. Yeah. Yeah, I looked at my average in the achievement. I mean, is that okay to share on stream? Let's do it. Are we gonna show? Maybe hide my screen for a second. we're about to play this game though. We're about to get into it, but yeah, I can show my achievements. Insights? Achievements. Oh, I did it! I did it, everyone! Path to partner. So, you need to stream for 25 hours in the past 30 days and stream on 12 different days. But look at this! We just made it! We just made it past an average of 75 viewers in the past 30 days. Emotes in the chat. Great work, everyone. Yeah, and then now that I'm eligible, I can apply to be a partner. Cool. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being part of history. A fairly random stream is plenty for a partnership, right? I don't know. The thing is, Twitch like really makes its money off of like gamers. You know, people that with thousands and thousands of people watching. I don't think there will ever be thousands and thousands of people that want to watch me at the same time write code. I don't know. I do full stack JavaScript at my job. Yeah, so I have an enabled affiliate so that I can stream to both YouTube and Twitch. Not following NoOpCat? The thing is, I know when she streams, and she shows up in my recommended, so if I feel like watching, I watch. I guess, could you see my followers there? Time to apply. Yeah, we'll do it after the stream. And thanks for the follow, Slayer. Exactly. That's the thing about partner is you have to stream at least 12 times a month. It would be good, though, because it would force me to actually stream on a regular basis instead of, like, random times. Congrats! We did it! Great job, everyone. Sweet! Yeah, thank you, everyone. You can call me CJ. I'm thinking of legally changing my name to CJ, so that's really all you need. Why are there only 5 coding... I don't know, because I felt like this one in the center looked a little off. I don't know. Lies. How good am I at this game? It depends. We didn't add a timer to the page, but we'll pick a time. But yeah. I've actually mostly used React at work. There's never really a small enough app where I would just choose vanilla. Oh, because she's live right now. I see. Yeah. Having to stream takes the fun out of it. I guess it's true. At the same time, I have YouTube members and patrons that expect me to stream. So I kind of have to stream, sort of. Oh, wow. Okay. I am a software consultant. All right, let's explain this game, and then we're gonna do it. We're gonna play with viewers. It's gonna be so much fun. So right now, I'm not gonna. I don't have any plans to go full time. I have a job and responsibilities. But we're gonna play this game together. Let me explain how it works. So this game is very similar to chess in that your pieces kind of move like chess pieces. But the interesting thing about it is your pieces can only move based on the cards that you have in front of you. So everyone that's watching is the blue team. Everyone watching is the blue team, and I am team red. You have the master, which is the guy in the center here, and you have the students, which are these little pawns here. So on your turn, you have to decide which of your players you want to move, and you have to decide which card you're going to use. So when you look at the cards, every card has a little black dot in the center. That is the starting position. And so if we take into account Mantis, that piece can move up to the left 1 and up 1, or to the right 1 and up 1. The top bar is too excited. That's funny. So for example, if 4... So A4, this pawn, wanted to make a move, and it wanted to use Mantis, it could move either here, or it could move here. Those are 2 valid moves using the Mantis card. Technically, right now, with the Eel card, it could only move right there. So on your turn, you choose which piece you want to move, and you choose which of the cards you're going to use to move it. All pieces move in the same way, so the master can use these cards just like the pieces do. There's nothing special about that. And then there's capturing. So if for whatever reason, this piece was right here, and then this player decided to use the Mantis to go here, that piece would be captured, and it is now out of play. And then, so that's mainly gameplay. The last thing are ways to win. So one way to win, yeah, I'm not registering votes yet, but one way to win is to get your master to go all the way to the other side of the board onto that space. And this is called the way of the stream. And if your master makes it here, you win. Way of the stream. The other way to win is by capturing the other player's master. So if your master was here and my pawn was here, I could play the eel card to capture your master, and then technically I win the game because I've captured your master. And that's known as the way of the stone. So you have the way of the stream or the way of the stone. Copy chess. Yeah, so it's very similar to chess, but here's the interesting thing about it. So on your turn, let's say we used Mantis to move this person here. This card now goes into the shared pile, and you take the card that was here. So every turn, you actually have different options for moves that you can make. Oh, I did set it up backwards, didn't I? That's fine. We're going to leave it because I want you all to be blue. Though technically, no, we can split. No, we'll keep it there. We'll keep it there. But it's yeah, it is very similar to chess, but that's the one interesting thing about it is every turn, you're going to take the card that you played, you put it here, and you take the card that's there, and that goes into your hand. Then it becomes the other player's turn. So just like chess, you can think several moves ahead because you can look at cards that you have. You can look at the card that you're about to get into your hand, and then you can think of scenarios in your head where if the other player plays this card, then 2 moves from now, I'm going to have that card so I can make a particular move. All right? Are we ready? I did set it. I'm going to leave it backwards, though. And thanks for the follow, Shrimp White and Wine. Thanks for the follow, Serious Noob. Am I ever going to cover Rust? I didn't plan on it, but I might. Thanks for the follow, Saran. Any suggestions to a newbie React student? Keep on coding. Practice vanilla JavaScript, I would say. Chess simplified. Exactly. Kind of ready. All right. And so the way this is going to work is everyone in chat here is going to be versus me. And you all will have a chance to decide what moves should be made. What is a software consultant? A software consultant is kind of like a freelancer, but you work for a company. So my company makes custom software, and they have businesses that come to us, like large enterprises or startups. They come to us and they want software, and we make that for them. I do architecture, and I do actually building the apps themselves and implementation. But that's what I do as a consultant. And on some things I consult in terms of like, how much would this thing take to build, or is this feasible, that kind of thing. I ignored your message. The hide screen asymmetry can be solved by putting text in there, like here. What? And the winner will get 10 Coding Garden points. All right, here we go. So these are our first cards, and I think are they exactly the same? They're very similar. No, the dragon is not in play. And because this is the shared card, the bottom right here is blue, so blue gets to go first. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to start the voting. You have a choice between Mantis and Eel. And you can do it like so. So in the chat, either on YouTube or Twitch, do !move, put the name of the card, either Mantis or Eel, and then you specify where you want to go from to. So the way this grid works is like A1, A2, A3, A4, A5, and this is B1, B2, B3, B4, B5, etc. All right, looks like there's no errors and it's happening. So Mantis A2 to B3. It's like a classic chess move, getting your pawn out there. So a lot of people are voting for this. Mantis A1 to B2, that would move that there. Eel A5 to B4, so that would move this piece here. And then eel a4 to b3. That's also a possibility. Eel a2 to b1. That's also a possibility. There's a lot of different possibilities. Eel a2 to e3. So eel a2, e3. Not possible. That's way too far. Mantis a5 to b4. That's a possibility as well. Cool. And like, there's some strategy going on in the chat. I think using the eel is better because the mantis is more valuable to keep. And that's the thing to think about. Like, this technically actually allows your piece to go backwards. And right now, your pieces can't go backwards because that would go off of the map. But in a future move, that might be more valuable than keeping this one. So, yeah, and we do need a timer for voting. Right now, I'm just going to do an external timer. I'll give you another 1.5 minutes to vote. Oh, wow. Alka's been here a long time. So, eel a5 to b4 has 3 votes. Mantis a2 to b3 has the most votes. You've got a minute left to vote. You cannot vote multiple times, but you can change your vote. So if you've already voted and you'd like to vote for something else, feel free to send the command and it'll correct for that. Yeah, 50 seconds. Is Alka actually a bot? Alka is both a bot and a human being. All right. It looks like there's a pretty clear winner, so I'm gonna go ahead and stop the counter. Mantis a2 to b3. So using this card, which technically you can go to the left 1 and up 1, or to the right 1 and up 1. We're gonna take the piece at a2 and move it to b3, like that. Hey. Hey. Stop it. That was loud. Okay, so that goes there. And now because we use the Mantis card, this goes into the shared area. And this card you can now use on your next turn. So now it's my turn, and I will set a 2-minute timer for myself as well. Well, 2.5 minutes. Sometimes it's hard to figure out what move to make. Okay. And I think, oh, I never tested my reset button. Hopefully it works. All right. What should I do? The rabbit actually seems very valuable. Like, you can do a lot of interesting things. I think I'm just going to use the boar. And I'm going to move this guy forward 1. So with the boar, your piece can move forward 1. That's what I'm going to do. Boar goes here. Mantis goes to my hand. Yeah, never tested. Ship it. I do use an ad blocker. I use uBlock Plus. And so now you have the option between the goose and the eel. Oh, I need to clear out the previous votes. Well, it should start, actually. If it just somebody votes for either goose or eel, and whichever piece you want to move, I think it'll clear out the previous ones, or at least it should. But it is your turn, and you have 2 minutes and 30 seconds to vote. Yeah, there we go. See, it clears out. So, goose a2 to b3, a2, b3. So, that would not be a valid move because there is no piece. Oh, no. Yeah, there is no piece on a2. If you wanted to move this piece, you would have to say b3 to c2. So you want it to be the starting place. Are you doing unordered lists, info math? Oh, a table. Nice. uBlock Plus. The same thing as saying Microsoft Chrome. Did I say uBlock Plus? uBlock Origin is what I used. All right, so eel a5 to b4. We're going to take a5, and we're going to move it to b4, which is here. That has the most votes right now. Goose A2 to B3. That is not a valid move. Eel B3 to C2. That is a valid move. This guy could move there. Goose A5 to B4. That's a valid move with the goose because it can move diagonally. Eel A3 to E3. That's not valid. It's an E. And those other ones have lesser votes. So eel A5 to B4 is winning right now. Oh, it's tied with eel B3 to C2. So from here to here or from here to here. And it looks like eel A5 to B4 is also winning. You have a minute left to vote. I definitely need to add something where I can remove invalid moves like that one. Just like click an X next to it. Take a quick stretch. Does anyone have any strategy? Like, why is eel A5 to B4 a good move versus eel B3 to C2 a good move? So you'd have to do, in the chat, you do exclamation mark move, and then the move you want to make. So goose, B3, C2. Because I made that choice. And I'm not sure why these are showing up. You need to make sure there's no space. Make sure there's no space in front of the command. You don't have multiple votes, but you can change your vote. So if you vote and you don't like that, you can vote again and it'll replace your old vote. Okay. If I add a list of valid move configs per card, you could use that list of valid moves to validate a move. Yeah, we could absolutely do that. I need to add like a... Okay, but this is the move that's going to be made because it has the most votes. We're going to reset, and we're going to keep track of that so we don't forget it. But let's create a to-do list of things that we should work on. To do. Validate moves based on card name. What else? Allow remove of invalid moves from voting screen. What else? We want to probably show a bar chart. And who voted next to a move. You have been disconnected from your network. Please type your network password here. That's pretty good, Infomath Music. A little bit of social engineering in my own chat window. Also, don't move the piece from in front of the master. I don't think that... I think this is the move that won. Here to here. Validate the move itself and store the state of the game. Eventually, we absolutely want to do that. And once we have all of the game rules encoded, we could create like an online game version of this. Yeah. The rules as an array of true false for valid moves. Okay. One thing that I'm going to do really quick is whenever we do we click reset, I'm going to clear the votes section. Like that. And the other thing is let's actually center the votes because it's a little ugly right now. So let's say votes text align center. Like that. All right, so the winner was eel A5 to B4, so that's there. This goes into the shared area, and then boar becomes the next card that you can play. So it is now my turn. 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Where do I want to go? Potentially the mantis. Yeah. And Cedric with the super chat, who says, "What's up?" Thank you very much, Cedric. Much appreciated. I am actually going to do Mantis. So I'm going to take E2 and move that to D3 using the Mantis card. Don't mind me. All right. Actually, turn that. Okay, so we're starting the voting now. You have the option of the goose and the boar. Go. So in the chat, you type !move space the name of the card, either goose or boar, and then you put the from location like B3 and the to location like C2. And thanks for the follow, Adinus. He's giving us Mantis back chat. Lots of votes. Right now, boar A1 to A2 is winning. So boar with A1 to A2, that's a totally valid move, because using this card, you can go one to the left. So you could do that. That's winning. Fizzbomb. Boar A1 to B1 is also a valid move, because you could go forward one like that. Boar A1 to A2 now has four votes. Goose B3 to C2. So goose B3, C2. Yeah, so this piece could actually move one to the left using the goose. Got a lot of options. Yeah, Billy is saying the Mantis and the boar are actually super strong because it covers all three in front of the piece. Yeah, so if you have both of these pieces, you can go up one, you can go to the left one, you can go to the right one. That's actually pretty powerful. Whereas like right now, you technically can't go to this space because neither of your cards would let you go to that space. Good strategy. Yeah, you can use HTML here. I strip a lot of like bad things out of it, like this. That will not work. But yeah. I don't know what this is. We're playing a game. Hello, Mo3. So anybody that's just joining in the chat, you have 30 seconds to vote on what move you'd like to make. So these cards, the black dot is where your starting piece is. It can be any one of these blue ones. And then these are where your piece will go. So right now, boar, which is this card, A1, which is here to B1, has 9 votes. Wait, no, A1 to B1 is here. So they want this piece to move up one. A streamer that I watch on Twitch, Seth Drums. Check out Seth Drums. He's really fun. He plays the drums with like viewer requests and does other stuff too. Twitch CJ has become a Twitch gamer. Hey, Flu. All right, time is up. Why does the rabbit have red dots? I haven't figured that out, but I didn't read anything about it in the rulebook. Some of the cards are blue, some are green, some are red. It could be their rarity or how powerful they are, maybe. But I actually don't see anything about that in the rulebook. But it looks like A1 to B1 is the winner using boar. So we're going to use this card. We're going to take this piece from A1 to B1. And now this goes into shared mode and shared mode. And you can use the Mantis on the next turn. All right, we're going to reset the voting. And here we go, my turn. What do I want to do? Now, I will say, in terms of my strategy, I typically like to go the way of the stream. Meaning, I'm not trying to kill your master. I am trying to get potentially my master... Well, actually, it varies, but potentially get my master to the other side. And right now, it's really just like defensive play setup. You can see this is like similar to chess, how you might move all of your pawns out, so you have advantage of more of the board. I think what I'm gonna do. One. It's hard. It is hard to decide in 2.5 minutes. Sometimes I'll take like 5 minutes to decide where I'm going to move. I think... Is that even a good move? All right, I'm going to use the eel. And I'm going to go here with the eel. So that goes here. There. All right. Hey, don't say my strategy. It's fine. We can play multiple times. All right. It is your turn, viewers, to vote. So you have Goose and Mantis. So now in the chat, you can do exclamation mark move. Then you do either Goose or Mantis. And then you specify a coordinate of which piece you want to move and where do you want to go to. Chat gave up. Boar and Mantis. Can you jump over pieces? Yes, you can. So, for example, I just used... Well, no, that wouldn't have done it. For example, if you use Goose and you want to move right here, if there was a piece right here, you could still do it. And it basically jumps over it. But if you... Whatever space you land on, or whatever space you decide to move to, if another player's piece is there, you capture that piece. Hello, Keys. And hello, Joe. All right, so there's 4 votes for Goose, using Goose, B1 to B2. Oh, actually, B2. Oh, yeah, so you're just going to move forward 1 like that. That's actually a decent move because... Oh, maybe not. No, so if I use the rabbit, I could take that piece out with this piece. Let's see what else has a lot of votes. A3 to B2. However, that could be a strategy to get this rabbit card on your side. Oh, no, not forward. Never mind. Yeah. So if you do A1 to B2, that's actually going to move it here. Good job. Thank you, Vess. So if you do that, yes, it's not in there. But that is a potential strategy, is to get me, like, force me to use one of my cards to take you out, so that way you can get that card onto your side. Okay, and then we do A3, which is here, to B2, which is totally valid, using Goose. So the master could have moved there. Yep. Mantis, B3 to C2. B3, C2. There. I could potentially use the boar to go forward and capture that piece. Let's see, Mantis, A4 to B5. That would move here. That's a good move, too. You're, like, creating a line of defense. All right, see you later, Imphy. Thanks for hanging out, and good luck with the Java. So we're not playing the rest of the 11 cards? No, so every round you only play with 5 cards. Okay, so the time is up. Welcome back, Kobe. Time is up. And the winner is Goose B1 to B2. So using this card, we're going to go from B1 to B2, 1 to the right. That works. Now, Eel is there. And now it's my turn. All right, and we'll reset the votes for next time. Okay. So, what am I doing here? I think I want to move forward. Yeah, next step, make a robot arm that does it for me. That would be great. I'd have to be a pretty long one, but yeah. Stalemate. Don't hover over me. I don't think the hover will work. Yeah, so all attributes are stripped out, so that wouldn't work. Oh, nice. That's good to hear. Who will win? I don't know, but I'm procrastinating. So, I think... So if I move forward 1 here, you could technically take me out with either your eel or your mantis. If I move here, you also could take me out. Really, one of the only safe moves is to take this pawn and move it forward 1 with the boar. Because if this one moves forward... I mean, this one technically could move left. Huh. I like your defense here. I like what you all got going on. This is good. Are there any chess players in the chat? Support your pieces. And this piece... Oh, actually... King, forward 1. E1 to D1. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to use my boar and move this piece here. I'm done. All right. Your turn. So, anyone watching, the goose, no, you have an option of the eel or the mantis. So, in the chat, type exclamation mark move. Eel or mantis. Wrong name? I don't know. I use the boar. Click here for 7 years of good luck. Nice. The green cards, okay, Mr. Panda Gaming has it. The green cards are neutral movement, the blue cards are more left moving, and the red cards are more right moving. That's good to hear. It kind of describes the type of movement that is being done there on that card. Yeah, I can't see exclamation mark commands. All right, right now, Mantis A4 to B5. A4, B5. Decent move, right? Because you're basically creating your line of defense here. So that's what that would have done. Eel, A4 to A5. Would have moved your piece there. Okay. Mantis, B4 to C5. B4, C5. Yeah, you'd move up one like that. B4 to C3. Like that. B2 to C3. B2, like that. From here to here. Looks like Mantis A4 to B5 is getting a ton of votes. A4 to B5. That should work. Yeah, so did you use the font attribute? The font attribute is the only thing that I allow. Or not the font attribute, but the font tag. Yeah. Because with a style tag, you could do some really weird things. Normally, if we read the story with Kasparov versus the world, we win. The power of the collective. Force me to use my rabbit card. All right, you've got 30 seconds to vote. And this is how you vote. I guess you're trying to rickroll me automatically somehow? Okay. The clear winner here is Mantis with A4 to B5. So this piece will move here. Clear winner. And then you now have the boar in play. Here we go. What do I do? Now it's getting tricky. Like our defense, our front line is about to go head on, and pieces are going to start dropping. Let's see. So, I could technically move here. And right now, from the blue side, this is one space you cannot move, which means up and to the right. You cannot move up and to the right. So if I move this piece here, that one couldn't kill it, but you could capture it with the boar. So yeah, this is getting tricky. I think... Let's see. Now I'm starting to try and think moves ahead. Because if I guess, move this piece with my goose, if I move it here, then you could kill it with the boar. And on my next turn, I'm going to have the mantis, which cannot move forward, so it wouldn't be able to... I think you all have me. I could move e5 to e4. Yeah, so that would force me to use the rabbit. Or would it? I can move my pieces there. I don't know if I want to though. I think I need to set something up so we can start actually capturing and attacking things. Can't just be passive. Yeah, moving this piece here using goose. I think I'll do that. Let's do that. I will say, if you ever play this game with me in person, I will not just like make a move. I think about it for a really long time, and I make sure that that's the move that I actually want to make. Okay, eel and boar. All right, it's your turn. Anybody watching in the chat, you can do !move, specify the card, and which piece and where do you want to go. Coding Onitama sounds like a cool code kata challenge. Yeah, I think it would be fun to do test-driven and object-oriented style. So you could basically have like a card object, and a card has a starting position and valid move positions. And you could have a game board, and you could have the location of every piece. Yeah, it would be really fun to code it. You need to buy time to get the good cards back into your control. Yes. Yes. And I mentioned it earlier, like you could potentially force someone on the opposite player to play a card, like basically trap them into capturing one of your pieces so that you get access to that card. But you never know what they'll use. So, hello, Finn. Welcome. Data-oriented style. Yeah, where like everything is an object, a data object with potential like move locations. Is capturing mandatory? Yes, if you land on another player's piece, you have to capture it. You can't share a square. Now, if you don't have any valid moves, so what if I don't want to move? If you have a legal move, you must move it even if you don't want to. Be careful that your opponent doesn't trap you in a position from which you cannot escape. It is possible that you will find that you cannot use any of your cards to make a legal move. And if this happens, and only then, you can pass your turn. But you still have to choose one card to give up and swap it out for the shared card. All right, looks like Eel B2 to C1 has the most votes with 11. So, Eel B2 here to C1. Ah, classic. So that's a really good move because I cannot capture you when you're in front of me like that. And you can make non-capturing moves. But the thing is, if there is a piece to the place that you're moving, then you have to capture it. Like, two pieces cannot exist on the same square. Right? Isn't that right, Mr. Panda Gaming? Two pieces cannot exist on the same square. I think that's what I'm saying by saying that you have to capture it. All right, and yeah, everyone actually is being very defensive, trying to avoid being captured. So, Eel B2 to C1. B2, C1, using your Eel card. Swap that out for the Goose. And that actually is, it is a decent move because you can see that I cannot capture that piece with any of my valid plays. Yeah. The question was more like if you had options to move to C1 and C2, and C1 would capture and C2 wouldn't. But I get it now. Yes, that's totally valid. If you move to C2 without the capture, that's valid. Good move, chat. Billy agrees. All right, so let's reset. And my turn. What are we gonna do now? I know what I'm gonna do. I think I know. I think. Right. That is a good point. Just because you can capture doesn't mean you have to. But if it's your only valid move, then technically you do have to. You can do any valid move, and it doesn't have to be capturing. All right, I think I know what I want to do. I'm just gonna go for it. Boom! The master's moving out. I'm gonna use my mantis to go from here to here. And I don't think I can die from that. Yeah. So the thing about this game is that I think you technically you are allowed to put yourself. I should have used the rabbit instead of mantis. Is the mantis that powerful? It actually is. All right, I changed my mind. Yeah, we used rabbit. No. I'm not changing my mind. We're keeping it the way it was. But the thing that's different from this in chess is technically you can move your master into a position that would essentially put you into check. There's no rule against that, but you should avoid it. But because I moved here, your pieces cannot move diagonally to the right, so you cannot capture me. So that's a safe move. All right, so let's start the timer. And it is now, you now have the goose and the boar. There you go. But yeah, my master is moving out. Move back, says red. So yeah, the goose would allow you to move back. So goose b3 to c2, or take b3, go to c2, diagonally right. It's a good play because you're basically putting my master into check with your boar card. That's a good play. Goose a3 to b2. A3 b2. That would move your master out. It's like basically we almost have like a mirror of each other's boards. b3 to c2 would set up two self-defending pawns. So b3 c2. Yeah, so technically you're putting the master in check, but these two pawns both would have the option to kill that one, right? Stop being so defensive. Boar c1 to d1. C1. Oh yeah, I totally forgot about this, but yes, you technically that you can take that piece. That is not a defensive move. That's a very offensive move to go from c1 to d1. Yeah. Yeah, 50 seconds left to vote. Yeah, I strip out all style tags because, yes, you could do weird things like hide everything. Seabake says something would put it in check. Yeah. Boar c1 to d1 would just result in a trade. Not necessarily, but yeah, you do put yourself in that position because if you take him out, technically I could take it out with the master using the eel. Goose a3 to b2, the winning move. A3 b2, that's a defensive move, but yeah. All right, so time is up. Goose b3. Oh wait, that one ended up winning. B3 to c2. Oh yeah, b3 to c2 with the goose. Moves it there. You have now put my master in check. Though in this game it's not really called check, but that's kind of what it is. Because one way of winning is the way of the stone, which is to take out the other player's master. So, if I want to keep playing this game, I definitely have to get out of this little tricky situation here. I could... Did I do the right thing? B3 to C2, right? Yeah, B3, C2. Okay. And they have the boar card. I can see you, Informath. Or is it the thing that you're... Yeah. I strip out style tags. Style tags and style attributes. Okay. The boar could kill him, definitely. Wait. Wait, why was this piece there? You could have killed my master. Right? Oh, no, you just got the mantis. Never mind. You just got the mantis. Okay, so the mantis could kill the master, and I'm also in check with the boar that could kill the master. Now, from my side, I technically can take that piece out with the eel, but it leaves my master in check. And if I use the... yeah, that was a great move. Great work, everyone. I must retreat. Because either offensive play I make to take out these pieces, my master is still in check. And with both the rabbit and the eel, I can move back one. So you have forced me to go back. So I'm gonna go here. And to do that, I'm keeping the rabbit. I'm not letting you all use the rabbit just yet. Self-defending pawns. No, the only way someone has crashed the chat view is by sending too many messages, and that really only works if you're a mod, because slow mode is on. So yeah, that's a good sign. Nobody's been able to crash it so far, and mods, please do not take that as an invitation to spam messages. But yeah, the only move I have is back. Oh, thank you, Bacon. I like this. It's pretty fun. Okay. Ramps up spam bot. All right, so I'm going to start the timer, and you all have either Mantis or Boar. Start voting now. Yeah, so this is in the same realm as Go, Chess. I love it. This repo is called Live Chat Window. Oh yeah, and I'll tell you right now, I'm using a library called DOM Purify. And people have mentioned it before, but if you find a way to like cross-site script my chat manager here, you've basically found a 0-day in DOM Purify. And DOM Purify is like a really popular library that a lot of other libraries use for sanitizing DOM elements and stuff like that. So you can look at that. Yeah, that works though. I don't have any. I could do, and I think we've talked about it before, like some sort of image recognition API where I could detect if something was something and prevent it. Oh, Win32 0-day found one? Found a 0-day? The other thing is, it could be an issue with how I implemented it versus the library itself. But I'd love to hear it. Okay, so everyone is voting Mantis C2 to D3. So using the Mantis card, we're going to go from C2 to D3. That is a very offensive play, which would take out that, or capture this guy, and also put my master in check. It's a good move. Boar C1 to D1 would take out this piece. Mantis C2 to D1. C2. That would move the piece here. And technically, you would not be putting the master in check by doing that. Oh, Win32 is, I am the 0-day. That's funny. Use board to move up, have Mantis to pressure the matter. That's another move, to go here. So that would have been C2. Did anybody vote for that? C2 to D2? Yeah, that would be this play. Here to here, which you're putting pressure using Mantis, for sure. But the majority of the votes right now are C2 to D3. Here. Boom, boom. And time is up. So chat's going to take that move. C2 to D3. You've captured a piece! So he's captured. You just use Mantis. Next turn, you will have Eel. All right. Yeah, so by doing that, you're giving me the option to counter with D4. The move to D4? Yeah, technically right here I'm safe because your pieces don't allow you to go diagonally right. So, Streamlabs shows up in my chat, but not in Twitch chat. It should. Is it being, is Streamlabs being, prevented? I don't know. Okay. Mr. Panda says, the expansions are really fun for this game. I haven't played the newest one, but the first one was great. Yeah, I've thought about getting I've seen the expansions for sale. I think they're, yeah. The Way of the Wind. There's that. Oh, wait. That. Did I skip lunch? It's only 11:40, so probably after we finish this game, I'll go eat some lunch. Okay, I wasted 30 seconds not deciding what I'm going to do. Right now, my master is in check by way of the boar. And that could, like, end the game. I have options, though. If I move up into the left, That is not a viable move because the boar could take it out sideways. If I move to the left, not a valid move because eel could take it out. I think really my only... You all have cornered me. One of my only options right now is to use the goose to move one to the right. Yeah. Is that an image? Or move two left with the rabbit. That's true. Yeah, so either I can move one to the right with goose, or, which is a pretty cool move. I don't think have I even used the rabbit at all this game, but I could technically take this and move it over to the right here. It's probably a better move because over here I'm kind of like cornering myself. I think I'm gonna do this. Who suggested that? Unhot? I'm gonna do that. Am I thinking ahead? No. And that's okay. We're just gonna do it right there. Master to E1 using the rabbit. Wait, I could have killed with the goose? What? Wait, what? Oh, you're right. I could take that piece out, huh? I didn't even think that. Yeah, why am I not capturing D3? Let's do it. Die! Using the goose. So that piece is captured. I like that. There we go. Play for play. We traded instead of me playing like the defensive move. That was a good call. Hey, no takebacks. We're just learning. No table talk. We're just learning. All right, eel versus boar. Let's go. So if you want to vote in the chat, you can do !! move, followed by the name of the card and where you want to go to. Cheater! I don't know. I feel like when I'm playing this game in person, I am much more methodical about which move I decide to make. It's a little hard. You can't really tell, but I'm actually, from my position right here, I'm looking at the board sideways. When typically, I would actually be standing here when playing the game. So it's a little harder for me to like envision the board in my mind. But technically, I could just look at the screen here. All right, C1 to D1. Capture that piece. And what's up, Crit? B4 to C3. Using the eel. Again, you would keep the boar and put the piece in front of it in check. Let's move the master closer. And then A3 to B2. Using the using eel like that. Yeah. Wait, did I not start the timer? Or did I? I guess I never started the timer. All right, you have 30 seconds. B4 to C3 because I have no forward moves. Happy Easter, everyone. Yeah. It's not showing top 3. These are the only ones that people have voted on. What word did you say, Finnick? I don't know why it censored you. Oh, you can't say pawn in the chat. My profanity filter will get that. Yeah, did I add that to my to-do already? But yeah, we definitely need to do that. Is just have an embedded timer on the page. All right. So the winner here is boar. C1 to D1. So you're going to capture this piece. We've used the boar card. And it's now my turn. All right. I know it's not as entertaining, but I am going to not talk out loud, and I'm going to really think about what move I want to make. Thinking out loud. I'll think out loud. So with the rabbit card, I technically can capture this piece. And then we would be even. Two players versus 2 players. I don't know if I've ever played a game where it comes down to just the masters and it's like the first one to the opposite side. Yeah. So, not yeah, technically I can take it out with the rabbit. I could also try to start moving my pieces forward. Though it's not the best play because they'll get captured. I think my best move is to use the rabbit and to capture this piece. I've finally given up the rabbit. Why not put a JavaScript timer? Because it was taking me too long to code everything else. And I wanted to just get playing. But yeah, we'll do that after the game. We'll add a timer to the page itself. So now you all have the options between the eel and the goose. There you go. And hello, Maurizio. Multi-brain neural net. we could build an AI for the game. So once we actually, and if I do, build out the rules of the game with like object-oriented programming or something like that, we could technically train an AI to play the game and solve the game. There are, yeah. So the box contains 16 total cards, but any given round or any given game is only played with 5 cards. But yeah, there's the frog, and the horse, and wait, what's the best way to show this? Oh, this way. And the tiger, and the crab. Oh, the monkey is cool. The rooster. The dragon. The cobra. The ox. The crane. The elephant. The horse. The frog. The tiger. The crab. Oh, the crab is cool. The crab is super cool. Yeah, the dragon is also pretty powerful. Cool. Is it a Chinese game? No, I mean, I think it's from Arcane Wonders are the people that make it. I'm not sure where it originated. And it might, I mean, Onitama seems like Japanese, doesn't it? I don't know. Don't really know. Oh, you know what? That looks like China, doesn't it? I don't know. Yeah, if I do move validation, I've effectively built a digital version of the game. For sure, you would basically encode each one of the cards with all of the valid play positions for that given card. Okay. Looks like, oh, you still have 20 seconds, but the winning one right now is goose b4 to c3. That would use the goose to move the piece here. The next one is goose b5 to c4. b5, c4, that would do this. Or eel b5 to c4. Both pieces can move up in one, up into the right one. And then b4 to c3 would be here. So yeah. Oh, it's a Japanese game designer. Very good. So Onitama is a strategic board game for 2 created in 2014 by Japanese game designer Shinpei Sato and launched by Arcane Wonders. Very cool. All right, time is up. b4 to c3, going to use the goose card. So we take b4, move it to c3. And you now have the rabbit. I think this is the first time this whole game that you've had the rabbit on your side. All right, what do I want to do? I think I'm going to start moving my master out. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm not even going to think about it. I'm going to say, let's use the boar and move that one there. Because on your side, on your play, you cannot go forward one. So I'm going to do that. Your turn. So you have options between the eel and the rabbit. GG. Are you about to take me out? Eel or rabbit? Wait, are you all about, you have a strategy? Are you about to take me out? Oh, Tama is a spirit or ball, so like demon spirit or demon ball. It's actually a very zen game. I mean, similar to chess. It's a very thoughtful game. Usually, when you're playing, you wouldn't be commentating the whole thing. All right, eel b5 to c4. Ah. And then you have the boar in your possession, for sure. Thanks for the follow, Topic 96. C3 to D2 would put your place here, and then you technically could take the master out on the next turn. A3 to A4 would just move your master over one. A lot of people are voting for B5 to C4, which puts my master in check, or does it? It puts my master in check because on your next turn, you're going to have the boar in your play, or on your side. Is there a way to get rid of the opponent? Are you forced for that? If your piece lands on a piece that has the opponent's piece, you have to capture it. One of the ways to win the game is to capture the master. And another way to win the game is to take the master and put it on the opposite side's place. If I capture either of the pawns, we recapture with the boar. Right. With b5 to c4, we get boar, so you need to use goose to protect the master. You all are giving me strategies. You have 20 seconds left to vote. It looks like b5 to c4 is going to be the winner, though. I've seen Hive before. I haven't played it, though. The name of that repo, Live Chat Manager. If you just go to the Coding Garden GitHub and search for, no, Live Chat Window. If you just search for chat, you should be able to find that repo. It may not have, I think it has the latest code. I think it's pushed up. All right, so b5 to c4. b5, c4, using the eel card is your move. And now I gotta think about this. And thanks for the follow, Hopoyo. All right. So I'm currently in check because the boar could take out my master, so I definitely have to move him. If I use the goose to move here, technically I am safe, at least for this turn, because the goose can move left or right. If I move the goose here, he's still in check, and I could use the mantis to just move back one entirely. I don't want to move back, though. I want to keep moving my master forward, because eventually I want to try to win by the way of the stream. So I don't think I'm going to move back. But if I move here, on your next turn, you could not take him out. But you could move... Actually, that's actually a really good move, I think. All right, I'm not going to take any suggestions from the chat, but I have a gut feeling that moving my master here is actually a very good move. So I'm going to go with that. I'm going to use the goose to move there. All right. Your turn, chat. Galaxy brain move. So you have the option between the boar and the rabbit. Voting starts now. Pretty lit. Oh, thank you, Bob. We could do this with a lot of games. Yeah, like the chat would basically vote to decide what move to make. Right now, I mean, right now the only thing I would have to change is the validation on what moves you can specify. Because that way it makes it so that everyone can vote on a similar move. Or on the right thing to do. Because like if you try to translate this to like Monopoly, there's a lot of different things that could happen. So you'd want to validate all possible things to do. I guess in Monopoly you just roll the dice, right? And then you have options of things you can play. I don't know. We would never play Monopoly on stream, but yeah. Afraid. All right, so C3 to D3 would take your boar and move it forward one. However, oh, okay, and then with the goose on the next turn, the master technically would be in check. So that's good. There you go. I'm interested if that would work. The view app isn't remounted, but that could have potentially made the view application mount inside of itself by giving it ID app. Yeah, I don't know. And what do we have here? Just a empty closing divs. Yeah, I think DOM Purify takes care of that. Okay, so yeah, that's a pretty good move because on your next turn you've basically checked me with your goose. Hey Zeus, what's up? A3 to B4. Using the rabbit. It's more of a defensive play. I guess you're getting your master out so it can start to try to win by the way of the stream. C3 to D3 does put me in check though, so I have to react. You have 20 seconds. Andrews. Please stop spinning the board chat. It's a valuable play to get a combination of diagonal and direct attacks. There's some strategy. So basically, if you have the boar and you have the goose, then you have two places going forward that you can attack from. If you have the boar and the mantis on your side, the 3 spots in front of any piece are valid moves. So, yeah. Well, thank you, Jake. Make sure you react with a move you actually want to do. Forward isn't offensive, it's bad. Yeah, I mean, what I'm thinking right now, I don't know if you all have voted for it, but C4 to, wait, never mind. I don't know. I don't know what's a good option. Let's see the original message. Do I prefer the HTML of Markdown? In terms of preference, I don't know. Use whatever works. But yeah. When am I going to continue the inventory app? This coming week, I do plan to. Chat is throwing the game right now. All right, so the time's up. Oh, last second vote has moved that one ahead in time. A3 to B4 is the move we're going to make. So A3 to B4. Saved. A3 to B4 moves your master there. And we use the rabbit card to do so. Good move, chat. All right. Now, my turn. Now, technically, I could try to take that piece out with either the eel or the mantis by going diagonally with my master, but I would basically be ending the game for myself because you could kill me with the boar or the goose. Right now, my master is in check because the goose, using the goose with this student, could take out the master. So I need to move my master, or I need to kill this piece. And I think what I'm going to do is just move the master and keep on trying to head towards this side of the board. Yeah, on Hot has it. I think that's my best move. Like, if anything, I need to get my master out of check, so I can move him here. I should not move him there because that's the end of the game for me. I could move him back one, but I'm trying to get him closer to the other side of the board, so I don't want to move back. And I technically could move back there or there. So that's my move. I'm going to go here using the mantis. All right. your turn to vote, chat. You have boar and goose. Go. 15 minutes to go for New Year in Nepal. Do you have a different New Year that you recognize? That's interesting. Congrats. Happy New Year. All right, what were you doing, Wolf? Oh, just an image. Oh, it's a TIFF. I wonder why TIFF isn't loading. Maybe, well, so one thing about this overlay is all of the images get run through an image proxy. And if that proxy, it's not running on my machine. If that proxy can't access the image, then the image doesn't display. If we use Goose, then I think we lose. All right, so is everyone actually thinking about the move you want to make right now? I'm pretty sure TIFFs work in browsers. I thought they did. Maybe not. Maybe not. All right, chat is currently suggesting C3 to D2. D2 would be a play with the goose. B4 to C2. Wait, is that valid? Yeah, using the goose could go like that. And that would technically put the master in check by the other master. Tough play. And then B4 to B3. B4, B3 would just move him to the left one. Okay. Invalid move. That is not a valid goose move. Oh, you're right. Because that's too many. It could only go here. Good call, everyone. B4 to C2 is not valid. Invalid. But C3 to D2, that one is a valid move. And you could be, well, I don't want to leave it there, but by moving that piece here, you could be baiting me to take him with the eel. I don't know. Is this a good move? You lose your piece if you move there. Ah, that's good to know. Yeah, death by rabbit. That's what I'm saying. if you move there, then you're gonna die. Though I don't know if I would do that. I might actually spend the time to get my master closer to this side of the board, because technically right now, if we're both trying to win by way of the stream, I'm a little bit closer to there than you are to there. So I'm curious why sometimes that isn't recognized. Make sure there's no space before the exclamation mark move. I don't know. All right, time's up. We have, oh, there's a tie. We need a tiebreaker. Somebody that voted for that invalid move, change your vote. Vote for either one of those. All right, B4 to B3. B4 to B3 using the goose. That is the play that you have chosen. All right. Reset. Okay. What do I want to do? Now, my master can technically move here with the eel, but is now in check by the boar. My master can't really move, because if my master moves, he's in check. Chat is about to get slam dunked. If I use the eel, I could move back one. I don't want to do that. The rabbit can move back one. I could use this to, yeah, move up. No, rabbit can't move to E3. Can it? Oh, yes, it can. This piece could move over to here. You're right. Yeah, that's the plan eventually. I just spent like the first hour just trying to get like this voting mechanism working. But eventually, yeah, it would be cool to have the actual game with the rules, so you could only vote for valid rules. You could also hover over a piece to see the places that it could go, that kind of thing. It is not coronavirus in Japanese, no. I think, yeah. I mean, you might be, you probably want the rabbit. The thing is, if I give you the rabbit, then it would be really easy to take your piece and kill me like that. Though I still have the eel, so I could move back. This is tricky. This is not gonna trigger. What is it? Yeah, it won't. Or will it? I guess it will. Oh, I guess it did, yeah. If I move the eel, the game will end. I need to commit. I have 30 seconds. Give me time. Yeah, I guess technically if I move that piece there, using the eel, then you could take him out with the boar. You also could kill him with the mantis. We basically would be like trading pieces, wouldn't we? I think I kind of want to do that. Use the rabbit or lose, in your opinion. Out of time. Do I go with what Billy is saying? I don't want to give you all the rabbit. Like, to me, the rabbit, I don't, like, because then you have the option of jumping over a piece like that. So, I'm going to do this. I'm going to use the eel and move there. That's my move. All right, you all have an option between the boar and mantis. There's nothing to the right. Oh, you're right. The card would have been flipped. No! You're totally right. I totally forgot about that. When the rabbit is on this side, you're technically jumping to the right, not to the left. Okay, no take-backs, though. No take-backs. GG, are you about to kill me? Checkmate. What do you got, Redette? Audio controls. Playing a horse sound. So any audio and video gets stripped out. Yeah, any attributes on elements get stripped out as well. And hello, the Frost, welcome. Dr. Hakuna says GG. I think that means that he thinks they're going to win. C3 to C2. So C3 to C2 would use the boar to take that piece out. C2 to C2 is not a valid move. Oh, a link to an icon. Interesting. Flip the cards at the top so it's less confusing. Actually, it's not though. So technically, you would be playing, like I would be, because this is actually how the board is. I would be looking at the board like this, and those are the valid plays. So from your point of view as the player, as the blue player, you could look at this piece, imagine it being the black dot, and it can move like backwards one because it's the rabbit, that kind of thing. So the way you're looking at it are actually valid moves. Video. Is that the Rickroll video? I bet it is. It's from the... Oh no, Cicada Black? What's that about? I don't know what that is. Oh, very easily. Yeah, just like check it, put a line, and just put a line through it so that way other people don't vote for it. All right. Dragon, B3 to C1. That is not valid because there is no dragon card in play. Right now, you can only choose the bear or the mantis. Or the boar or the mantis, sorry. And it looks like everybody wants to take out my pawn here. Oh, an old cicada page. Cool. C3 to C2. Yeah, time's up. We're going to do it. C3. C2. You are capturing this piece. And I guess technically, and that just used the boar, right? No. Yeah, the boar to go sideways. Now, I am, I am in check, I believe. No, I'm actually not in check. Whoa. It's okay to leave invalid moves. You need fake alternatives like in a real democracy. Yeah, so for the people that don't know what's going on, more people could vote for that. All right. So, my turn. Here we go. There was another link though. What was this? Google.de. Okay, so yeah, my master technically isn't in check right now. And oh no, that's not a good move, because if it's safe for me to move to the top right. Move the master in 2 steps, you can win. You would need 3 moves to move for the master to win. Okay, so I could move my master here, but that would put him in check for the master. I can move my master here, but that would put them in check with Mantis. So both of those are not good moves. And I could move the master here with the rabbit. Technically, I'm not actually in check right now, so I might just leave the master there. And then with this piece, I could move it here, or I could move it here, using the rabbit. Shuffle the cards. I could win? Use rabbit or lose. So the thing is, putting someone in check doesn't win. You have to actually take out... oh, I can go forward 1. I didn't... Oh, no. No, I can't. So my only valid move with the rabbit is to go back 1. And then, or with this one, I can go up 1, like that. Or go there. What do I want to do? Yeah, I'm in a tough pickle. I'm in a tough situation here, because I can't really move my master. Timeout. I mean, technically I can take as long as I want, but I think I am going to move that piece here. Give us the goose. No, I'm gonna use the rabbit. So rabbit with this piece would move it up and 1 to the right like this. That's what we're gonna do. Okay, your turn. You have a choice between the eel and the mantis. That's a nice image. This was like moving faster. Why is that? Because it's a marquee inside of a marquee inside of a marquee. So, chat, you can vote now. Mantis C2 to B2. Like so. That would put him in check via the eel. And I can't really move back from there. All right, is anyone else going to vote? You have a minute and a half. Mantis C4 to B4. C4 to move this piece back. Yeah, because this piece is technically in check. You are right. C2 to B2 is a popular move. And you have about a minute to decide. L. It's just a floating L. 30 seconds. 15 seconds. Hello, Kun. Welcome to the show. C2 to D1 can end the game. Yeah, using eel, then it's in check by the mantis. Then I potentially don't. So if you do that, then I can technically move forward one, so it's not the end of the game. And I could. Yeah, if you do C2 to D1, I actually have 2 moves that I could do. Seriously, Noob says we need the eel. Chat, throwing the game again. All right, so chat has decided to go C2 to B2. So C2 to B2 using the mantis. Now it's my turn, and I think... So right now, I'm actually in check because this player here can attack my master diagonally, so I have to move my master. My master can actually attack... yeah, I think I got this. So the master is going to attack this player here using Goose. And then... yeah, I think that's it. That's the win. So I'm going to use the Goose to take out this player here. And then I'm just 1 move away from via Way of the Stream. Or Way of the Rock. I like winning this game. And yeah, I'm getting Mantis. Far game equals throw. So this is interesting because I have options here. I can win by way of the stone or by way of the stream. So I can either kill your master, capture him, or I can take my master and put them there. I typically like to go the way of the stream. It's less violent, more passive. It's the end. So it's chat's move. You really... by way of the stone. Yeah, I want to do way of the stream. I probably will do. So B3 to B4. Using the rabbit. That's technically an invalid move because you cannot take out your own piece. It's technically checkmate, unless you all can think of a way to get it out of checkmate. Yeah, because you can't... yeah, I don't really think there's anything you can do. You could technically force me to do way of the stream by using the rabbit to jump your master over here. Then you're forcing me to do way of the stream instead of way of the stone. But yeah, I've won. But I want you to decide what you're gonna do. B3 to B4 is not a valid move, or is it? Yeah, B3 to B4 is a valid move. Never mind. B3, B4. That is a valid move. Using the board, or using the eel. You have a minute. You could also use the rabbit and get farther away from me. We resign. There should be a way to vote resign. In the... We should have a command, like, move, resign. Be gracious in defeat. Yes. B3 to E3. That is not a valid option. And thanks for the follow, Giallo. Okay, time's up. B3 to B4, using the eel. We're going to move that piece there. And it's my turn, and I'm going to take the win using the mantis. I'll go from B2 to A3, and I have won. 1 versus 100s. 100s lost. I totally thought you all were going to take me. There's some really good strategists in the chat. And there were a couple of moves where I just went with my gut instinct. Wow. Great game, everyone. Claps to chat. Emotes in the chat. GG. Easy. Great work. That was fun, though. So, I've been streaming for almost 4 hours. That's ridiculous. It took me so long to make this very simple webpage. But it was fun. And in the future, other cards will be more fun. Probably, yeah. It'd be cool. Like, the game... That's the cool thing about this game is the play changes entirely depending on which cards are in play. And that's why it makes, like, every round pretty fun. Yeah, great work, everyone. Um, Rip, we know. And thanks for the follow, dinos. Do we get random cards each time? Every game, 5 cards are dealt. So this game, we would basically pull up all the cards that have been played, like so. I'd probably, like, you could shuffle them into the deck. You can also just choose from the remaining deck, so you're not playing with cards you've already played with. And it was great. Thank you, everyone, for playing. That really was fun. And then all the pieces go back. And you would deal new cards. We're not going to play again because I got to go eat lunch, and I've been streaming for like 4 hours. But in the future, we can play this with each other. And also, since I've like put the seed of the idea of this game in your heads, in the future we also could implement like the actual game logic. So we could do validation on what moves are valid. We could store the state of the board and validate moves based on that as well. But this is an example how another game could go because we have a whole new set of cards with new movement patterns. And thank you, Billy, for the follow. And thanks for all your tips. It was cool to see. Like, Billy seems like they know what they're doing. they probably play chess, because that's what's similar about this game. Is similar to chess, you basically have to think moves ahead. So, like, I have this card, and on my next turn, I'm gonna get this card, and they have that card. So, what are the possible moves and scenarios? But yeah. Onitama on a breadboard with LEDs. That would be pretty sweet, actually, wouldn't it? I don't know how you... Yeah, we'd have to denote the master with, like, a different color. Let's see. So this is a 5x5. Technically, this... I have this breadboard with LEDs on it, and it is a 4x8. Though, I was looking at some of the screenshots of an old Onitama game, and it looked like it used to be like a 4x4 board. Can we fork the repo? Yeah. And so I'll push this up to GitHub now. But if we look at our things to do, remove invalid move votes from the screen. Instead of just showing a number, we could show bar charts. We could basically encode the valid moves of every card name from the deck and then validate them, and then also have a timer on the screen. But once we start validating moves, we're basically implementing game logic. So, oh yeah, and Alka has attempted it. We'll take a look. And adding random draw of the cards at the start. Oh, like the web page would decide which cards we use? Is that what you mean? Oi! What's up, Nick? Or Nike? This is pretty cool. Is this an SVG animation or just a GIF? Okay, this is awesome. This is great. So we have a marquee that set their colors, and they like start animating into each other. That's so great. It's like, it's not an SVG. It's not any sort of CSS animation. It's literally just marquees on top of marquees. Great work. Oh, nice. That's good to hear. So I was playing this game yesterday, and I thought of, like, okay, first, it would be fun to play on stream. Second, just the rules of the game are simple enough that it would be fairly easy to implement. And then we could create, like, a multiplayer online game, all that good stuff. Chat did not win. I won. Yeah, and so if you do some Google searching, you'll find that one person has created a multiplayer online version for free. But there is Onitama from Asmodee Digital. They're the same people that have done like the mobile Pandemic game and the mobile Carcassonne game. You can get that on the app stores and play Onitama on there. That's where I actually first found this game, was on the App Store. Ah, yeah, so instead of it being totally random, you have like 2 reds, which are like, I guess, right moving, 2 blues, which are left moving. I like it. Facts. All right. But yeah, just like before I go, and I wanted to mention, actually, let's close that. Because I was looking at these images. Like, this is an older version of Onitama, and it is... Oh, no, that's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is 5 by 5. Initially, it seemed like it was a 4 by 3 or something like that. Okay, that makes sense. Added to-do list, store game moves for replay. Oh, we actually are. So we are storing all of the moves in local storage. So we have the game history of what votes happened. And so, oh wow, that's good to know. It took 15 moves to beat for the game to happen. Oh, that's true. We only stored the chat side. You're right. So I should probably be storing my moves as well. But that game took 15 moves. Good to know. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go. This was super fun. Thanks everyone for hanging out. The code wasn't that complex. But what we did with it was cool. And I think Bob mentioned this. Yeah, 15 moves to lose. But Bob mentioned this earlier. This idea of like playing a physical board game with people on stream could work with a lot of different board games. We could figure out like what are the different things that chat could vote for versus me playing the game, that kind of thing. But yeah, that was super fun. So I'm gonna eat some lunch. Will I stream again today? Maybe, maybe not. If I do, we can play another round of this game. We could also do Jackbox Party Pack games, or what else? There's some other games we could play. Game night. But yeah, it was super fun. We got title. And what is Nike doing over here? We can't even see their chats. Oh yeah, we could do Clash of Code too. All right, but that's it for me. Thanks everyone for hanging out. Let's find someone to raid. Yeah, and St. Place has a good point. If you want to do some code clashes, you can definitely hang out in the Discord. I know the Coding Train Discord has a dedicated space for people that are playing coding game and Clash of Code. But I am more than open to creating a new channel on our Discord where people can play together and collaborate. I haven't built anything with Pixie. Yeah, this should work, but it won't select anything. But did you have like an on select or on change on it? Yeah, it still technically renders. And see you later, Win320day. Thanks for hanging out. So if you're on YouTube, head over to Twitch. We're gonna do a raid. Let's see who's live. Looks like Pixelogic Dev is live. That could be fun. Building a mobile app. Thing is, I don't know if they're about to end or not. Well, thank you, Akash. Much appreciated.
Or Twitch account to your Discord account. I can give you an awesome role.
Thank you, Akash. Much appreciated.
We have a lot of benefits if you see about down below in the panel for our interns. So welcome in as an intern to the Pixelogic team. Glad to have you here working on
Let's
our
see
side.
if there's anybody on Live Coders streaming.
For my help.
Game dev.
No, that
C++.
Anyways,
Oh,
these boards are like $300, and they're
is that back?
like,
That's not bad. What is?
They're like made.
What is this game? Chinese checkers? Is that what that is? Let's see. Polarin is working on Unity. Metaprogramming. We'll raid Pixelogic Dev. He's a cool dude. He's working on mobile development. Like I mentioned, if you're watching on YouTube, head over to Twitch and you can join us in this raid. Like this. Thank you to everyone that followed. Thanks to everyone that played the game and provided suggestions and voted and all that good stuff. Should I test that button? I'll click it. Yeah, technically, like this should, I think it, yeah, see, it removes attributes. And clicking that button tries to go somewhere, but I actually have some Electron code that prevents the page from navigating. But alright, thanks for the follow, Squint Dev. Wherever you are in the world, and first, thanks for watching. But wherever you are in the world, have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, or night. And until next time, here is this.